Billy, what is your degree of confidence in Greg Cody executing this new introduction today correctly?
2 for 2 so far. So you would think, he's got the reps in. He should be able to do it. But is this a regression to the mean type situation? And now he's flying a little too close to the sun, and he thinks he's too good. And then all of a sudden, and yesterday we threw him off a little bit. I say we politely. Yesterday, you guys are very, very rude to Greg. Very rude to Greg.
Well, we'll get to that in a moment because I was just howling with laughter last night at his just general indignance and how he forgot he was doing show to just yell at us and yell at his son in a way that made us all feel like we were being yelled at as 5-year-olds by our own father.
I shrank. I've never really experienced that from a father before, but yesterday was a real masterclass in you shit stirring.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And I think this whole just like paint over everything with a broad brush of its show, like if you murder someone today and you're like, but it was just for show, I don't think that works with the police, So he might be thrown in this intro is what I'm getting at.
When I was in it, I wasn't blaming Dan as much, but I watched it back, and there was a point about 20 seconds in where I'm like, you know what, I'm going to give him back to him.
Was it the 7 times that we tried to defuse the situation and Dan said, hold up, wait, stop?
Yes, that's exactly what happened. But we've gotten 2 really good Greg Cody days. That introduction, the best version of Greg Cody there is when you challenge him to sing. Like, there have only been a couple of times that we have done it on this show where we are performing around him. What we did in Vegas, I thought was a miracle, but was also Greg Cody caring the most. He hasn't written it back in my day, and I don't know how long. But you let him perform a song, it's nuts. Roy, you have to be a little bit confused by the singing sports writer here. Do you not? Like, the singing sports writer is the best version of himself at 70 when doing something that's flamboyantly musical. It's not just that it's a little bit of crooning. It's performance art of, I get to sing and dance. I'm a sing and dance man.
If he knows that's what he's best at, why is he not doing it more often?
Is he best at it? He's just solid at it, I'd say.
What, like a B+?
He's good. I don't want to undercut him. Like, his singing is genuinely good.
Okay, but Chris, if you'd like to try to recreate that, because what he did had a degree of difficulty on it. 2 days in a row, he has nailed it. And there's a degree of difficulty on getting all the songs right, all the movements right, throwing the toilet paper over your shoulder correctly, throwing the bacon over your shoulder correctly, sitting in front of the camera in a place that allows Carl to hide behind him in a perfectly comedic fashion. I don't know that we can execute all of that correctly again and again.
I mean, yesterday, the wardrobe change wrinkle, too. Yeah. He navigated that so smoothly.
Yeah. Because he's getting better as a performer, I think, and performers know how to do wardrobe changes. I believe he's got a little Celine Dion in him. I mean, that was a diva outburst yesterday, even though I stirred it. Like,
Hold on a second. Yeah. That was not a diva outburst. He was a victim.
Yeah.
Billy, let's remember what we're arguing about here. Like, there is no reason for any. That is disproportionate.
You stole the man's laptop.
Yeah, I mean, crime was committed, and then you put in jeopardy his livelihood, as he told us. No one takes that list more seriously than Greg Cody, and you guys had no respect for it.
It was embargoed.
List. Yeah.
The part that I liked the best was that he was saying, like, you're my livelihood here, as if the Herald would give a shit about us. Like, we drew more attention to that. The Herald loved what we did yesterday.
This is you being dismissive of his career is exactly why we were in that spot yesterday.
I would also be very careful with how you're painting the great Miami Herald with a broad brush, because you're to say that anything that gets them eyes they love. So you're implying that they love when people are murdered. If you go to the Herald and you're like, well, look at all the eyes we're getting on this murder story. We wish more people would get murdered. You think that's what the Miami Herald is hoping for? Murder in the streets?
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Is the Miami Herald... You said it! Is the Miami Herald rooting for murder?
We don't have to put that up.
Let's see if Greg Cody can do this again.
It's time to put on a suit and roll out the carpet. Crank up the tube and gather near. It's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you and me again at the Suzie. The greatest of laughs, mistakes, and best revelations. And so much more. Brought to you by the greatest beer. It's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you and me again at the Suze. And every day you're gonna go to a website to vote on the sounds that brought you cheer. 'Cause it's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you, it's me again and it's you. It's me and you and me again at the Suze. That kind of thing.
It's tough to do. It's difficult to do.
Blacked out. What happened?
And Greg Cody, if you were not watching or listening yesterday, I could argue that it's the angriest moment in the history of sports broadcasting. I could make that argument. Where else have you ever seen someone rabidly refuse to do any more show and threaten his son and threaten all of us?
I saw Jim Everett slap Jim Rome once.
Yeah.
A good point by you. And,
Greg got older today, huh?
And I want to play for the audience.
Hey, everybody, look how good I look.
The context, you're breathless, you're winded. I want
I'm a performer.
I want to play for everybody, again, if you did not see it yesterday. And we've got a giant college football weekend this weekend. One of the biggest openings you will ever see.
FIU Bethune.
To a season. Right there, opening week. I just can't remember a time where there was something like this on an Arch Manning, where he could really he could go from star to superstar one game. He can do it that quickly. Like he's somebody whose name you know, and in one game he could become the immediate front runner for everything in college football, or it could fall apart. And that's one of the games. You got Miami, Notre Dame. We haven't talked about that yet. But I want to start with what I believe to be close to unprecedented anger. And here's just a smidgen of it, because it was about 7 minutes. But here's 1 minute of it.
Oh, here we go. We got to find a second.
Oh, no.
They're going to be elbows grabbed.
No.
They're going to be elbows grabbed. He's furious.
Don't say anything about it. I'm serious. I want my laptop back. I'm not the least bit amused by this. I'm not kidding in how angry I am.
I'm going to send them both to the penalty box.
I'm not going to the penalty box.
Go together. I'll bring this.
I want my computer right here before I do anything.
Be in the penalty box.
No, I'm not going to the penalty box until I get my computer right here.
You can bring it to me. This is fine. This is good.
No, you can bring it to me.
Craig, you're going to stop that now.
No.
Okay? Yes.
I'm not.
You're going to stop that now.
No, I'm not. I'll leave. I'll go home if you want me to with my laptop. But I am not going in the penalty box until my laptop is connected to my computer. My son this is not your fault. My son has gone over the line here. I am genuinely upset.
We know.
Okay, so how about make it right? Christopher, if I don't have that computer here in 3 minutes, I am not hosting the draft party Thursday night.
Put the clock up
Okay?
on the screen. Lewis.
Please, do it. I cannot express to you how serious I am
Don't
about
hold
Thursday
your heart,
night.
all right?
Yeah, I'm
No.
getting
Scaring me.
worried.
No. On my life.
Greg.
I am not hosting this draft party Thursday night. I've never been more angry connected with this show. Anybody who thinks that's me is an idiot. On my granddaughter's life, I am not hosting this draft party unless I have that computer. Whatever
17.
number he said will not be where the Dolphins are in the
Wait a
race.
minute.
Oh, wait. Now the number's changing?
Maybe,
Oh, no.
depending on how accurate he was.
That was crazy.
I just love him at the beginning of that. I want my laptop back.
The next to last time that he was yelling at you, it's how I've heard him yell at you since you were 5, when he's angriest. He did not care that you're the executive producer. He did not care that he's sitting here and doing a show. The backstory on this, before I get to other things here, I just want you guys to know, the audience to know, that Chris Cody just this morning was still on the phone with his dad, who was still screaming, my ranking of the Dolphins comes out at 10 a.m. Eastern. And if you guys break that story before me, there's no draft party on Thursday night I'm hosting.
Whoa, hold on a second. I don't know if you're aware. I'm a journalist, all right? And I have sources. I break stories sometimes. Greg doesn't get to tell me what stories I could attempt to break.
Dude, you're going to kill me.
But listen, this is my integrity. This is my livelihood we're talking about here. Greg doesn't get to tell me what stories to break or not break. If I have a source who's going to tell me, what ranking the Dolphins are before 10 a.m., Lord's time zone, Eastern time, everybody knows that. Well, nothing's stopping me from doing my job.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Is the Eastern time zone the Lord's time zone? Does everyone know that? Chris, what is your description for the audience of what you endured this morning while talking to your dad again about trying to get a graphics package together that celebrates where he will rank the Dolphins? And I'm telling you, from just knowing your dad, the place that he was angriest, and this was lost yesterday, is that because you said he would rank the Dolphins 14th off of the top, he thought you had already looked at his computer.
You're right. That was the biggest confusion.
Whoa.
That's
I just
correct.
said a
Are we
number.
spoiling here?
I haven't
potentially?
confirmed that yet. I haven't
Okay,
confirmed that.
thank you.
We'll
I'm
get-
waiting on your word here, Zaz.
We will get
Respect.
it from the journalist, but is it lost on everyone here how amusing it is that Greg Cody thought it was okay to reveal to the world before my wife did that I was engaged? That is okay as a scoop. But us reporting what his ranking of the Dolphins is, to do that to him, that is unacceptable and results in a rage not seen since Jim Everett went after Jim Rome.
Careful, that was
for,
a problem.
for calling him Chris Everett.
Well, I think it depends on a number of factors, okay? When you told Greg, I'm engaged, did you say off the record?
I didn't say it to him. I wasn't his source.
Well, when someone said it to him, did they say off the record? Because if they said off the record and he put it out there, then there was malfeasance. Now, there's a difference between that and him reporting news that was not off the record and someone stealing his personal property and then stealing his intellectual information, his IP, and putting that out there before him. That's a crime. Chris should go to jail.
Wow.
No, I shouldn't.
Good defense.
It's up to the judge. Luckily, we have a judge here. It's up to the judge. Should Chris go to jail for his actions yesterday?
You made a good case. Should I be a judge here?
Roy, do you have the imaging ready for Zaslow to be a judge? You're always a judge. You're just asking if you should be a judge.
Well, today so
publicly.
far I'm a performer.
Well, but you're a lot of things.
And a
You're,
journalist.
you're a man of many talents.
I'm
a
working
damn good
several
performer
jobs, you know.
today, yeah.
All right.
All rise. The Honorable Jonathan Zaslow now presiding with prejudice.
That's not a judge's. Oh, it is a judge. It is a judge, Tread.
We didn't think about the headphones part.
I can't believe he kept the backwards flex fit on.
The no helmet makes it a little, the no headphones makes it a little difficult.
Right, yeah.
Just saying. All right. The case in front of me. Should Chris Cody go to prison
Jail.
based on the evidence that the defense put in front of me, which was, no, I shouldn't. I side with the defense.
Oh, wow.
Chris Cody does not deserve prison with prejudice.
Forgivable.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Chris. I'm very happy for you. You do not get a prison sentence, but we do have still the problem of your father's wrath, which is real. Billy, Mike, you guys tell me what you experienced watching Chris say 9 times in a telephone, Dad, we're not going to put it on the screen before 10 a.m.
No, I wasn't really paying attention to that. I shrank to the kitchen because yesterday was genuinely uncomfortable for me. It was not. I was not having fun. That was very uncomfortable for many in our audience.
I was having fun. I like it, because I just know my dad when he gets that level of rage, and after the show he does the thing. Well, I think I said it on air yesterday. He does the rage, Couple hours later, he's like, maybe I overreacted. And then he says that, and then right after that, he's like, but do not reveal that pick before 10. So it's like he apologizes for the rage, and then he says, I'm going to be that angry if you report it before 10. So
he grabbed his chest yesterday. Like, we're getting to the A, and he's had incidents where he's just collapsed. Like,
I'm with
at
you.
highlight. Like, it was getting a little scary
That's
how
'cause of
angry
asthma,
he was
though.
getting. Well, it doesn't matter if it's because of asthma or whatever. If you pulling a prank kills your father,
I'm with you.
How are you going to feel?
I did think watching it back yesterday that when I saw how angry he was, I was like, this just can't be good for his health.
Don't forget, what's inevitably going to be a mediocre Dolphin.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's the
Maybe. We don't know yet.
Okay, Billy, but I want to take the guesses, and I want to walk people through this, okay? And I'll promise I'll get to the games in a second because I am excited about this UM Notre Dame game, and I'm excited about this college football weekend. But I really do want the audience to understand that I believe this anger started with his son correctly guessing off the top of his head that Cody had ranked the team 14th in the league. Because I said there's no way he goes under 16. He's a homer. He will keep them in the top half of the league. Chris got it correct, and his father thought that he had looked at the computer.
Well, what was the timeline there? When did you say that?
That you can see. There was a video montage that we cut it out of the one we played, but you can see I say it before I have the laptop. There's me saying 14 wins, and then they cut to me going in there and grabbing the laptop.
Do we know it's 14 for sure?
Well, this is what I want to talk about because...
Not confirmed.
Well, it's not confirmed by Zaslow, but this is what I'm telling you. What I'm saying is, it was 14, but it won't be today. He'll move it, and it won't have anything to do with merit or somebody injured or anything else. He's just going to move it because he doesn't want his son to be right.
Do you want to know a behind-the-scenes thing that I don't think you're aware of because you were in that studio when this was going on? So when Chris was back here with the laptop and we were kind of uncomfortable with what was going on, Chris had the laptop, and he said, I can't find it. And then he's hitting
there were 40 tabs open.
He's hitting every single tab that's open at the time, and Greg was actively typing it out moments before. And he said, oh, gosh, I hope I didn't close it. And if I did, I hope it was saved. So while you guys are kind of egging Greg on, we back here are like, oh, there's a chance that he accidentally deleted all of the work that Greg had done.
He said that, but Greg wasn't worried about that because all 40 of those tabs were his podcast that he was opened on. He was just checking how many downloads it had.
It was.
And I'm promising you, I'd like to take a bet here now, okay? Because I think we'll find out at 10 or if Zaslow breaks the story earlier.
I imagine we'll find out before.
Really?
Well, this isn't a hobby of mine. Come on.
You're predicting that in the next 47 minutes you can get this story, this big story of where it is the Dolphins are going to be ranked according to Greg Cody of the Miami Herald.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not exactly trying to, crack some kind of code here. I'll figure it out.
All right. His rage is indeed real, but Erlene, Chris's mom, can tell you that that's what every experience is like arguing with your father, Chris, where there's an apology, but he doesn't know what he's apologizing for, and he's still right the next day, and he wasn't actually that sorry, but he did overreact. And
that's like dozens of times in my life.
I reject what all of you are saying here. All of you. I reject all of it because I am, last night, with my wife, watching that video, and we are howling with laughter.
Oh, so she loved it.
Loved it. Because it was uproariously funny because he's cute and everyone knows. Everyone in our audience knows it's unlike any other television fight you're ever going to have. Everyone in our audience knows, that's real, and it also doesn't actually mean anything because those people love each other. Like, they'll figure out whatever the end of that is if he doesn't die on the air.
But there's that, too, right? There's the if he doesn't die on air.
That's the part we want to avoid.
And also just the assumption of like, we'll misbehave, but we'll probably figure it out at the end. Like, we could avoid that part in the middle, and then you don't have to maybe mend fences. You know the best fence? One that doesn't have to be mended.
Why didn't you tell me that advice while we were at ESPN?
Listen, there was no one stopping that. That fence was well beyond broken. You were a bucking bronco, and there was nothing stopping you.
Yep, you wouldn't listen to anybody.
Not a single person. I tried to stop you. You sent me to the penalty box, and then everything went downhill from there.
It's one of the best stories in the history of the show. I believe it's the best video in the history of the show. Billy looking around.
Hard disagree.
I know why you don't like it, but that's not the best story I want to
It's my wedding week.
Show
I needed less stress that week.
You have to find that for me so that we can just relive that at some point here, please. Just Billy's awkward looking
I do it every
around.
night when I close my eyes.
I know, it was a bit of a nightmare. But the best story of the last year, this is a difficult category to edit down in the Suies every year because a lot of great stories get told around here. They are long stories, but Chris Cody told me this is a tight 15 minutes. You get
as
to
tight
decide,
as it can be.
You get to decide what were the best story and stories told over the last year on the show.
The 2025 Suie Awards is presented by Miller Lite. Cast your vote at LeBatardAF.com. Winners will be announced next week, Tuesday, September the 2nd. Apologies, that is the pickle. I had that ready for.
My movie theater sells pickles, dog.
Yeah, we got pickles. But here's a best story on the Suies.
And now the Suie nominees for Best Story. Jamal Crawford's biggest loss in gambling.
Shooting dice with somebody I shouldn't have been shooting dice with. I got in over my head and I started air betting. I don't know if you know what that means, but it's basically like I lost the cash I had. So then when I lost the cash, I was technically out the game. So I had to bet on somebody else while they were shooting air money. And it got so deep, instead of giving the cash, I said, I'll give my car. And I took my basketball out the trunk and gave him the car. True story.
And you were a rookie? And what kind of car was it?
Yeah, I was a rookie. It was a Mercedes. It was a S430.
The Codys almost got in a golf fight.
I can wait to let those guys move. Chances are I'm not going to hit them. So you know what? I'm going to speed this up. I'm going to hit. What do? I hit the shot of my life. Yeah. And there are two ways to run it up on people. You can land it 20 yards and it rolls into there. That's not as, no one's really going to get hurt there. Or there's, and the ball like lands and you're like, holy shit, I almost just died. That's what happened. It landed on the green. So I am like, I'm throwing up the international sign for holy shit, I'm so sorry. So the guy's reaction on the green, he's like a young guy my age, looks like a tough guy. He grabs the ball, just chucks it into the water.
No.
What?
He takes the ball,
That's
and
what I would
just
do.
see the motion, just chucking it into the water.
Oh, no.
And I'm sitting here saying, look, what I just did was extremely rude.
Yeah.
So I kind of get it. Greg Cody over here, 70-year-old Greg Cody, once he finds out the guy threw my golf ball, puffs his chest out, and it's just like, I had to essentially hold my dad back.
It's great.
From going to yell at this guy on my behalf, where then I would have had to be defending my dad.
Yes, that's how rage and family bonds work, so that someone gets killed by a golf club on a golf course.
Patrick Surtain Jr. and Sr. tell the story of the Dolphins-Broncos 70-20 game.
Just for the record, by the end of about 2 minutes left in the third quarter, I was drunk. So I knew the score. But the thing about it, they were down, and Mike McDaniel kept throwing the ball. I'm like, oh, shit, he's trying to break records on them. But
bad thing about it was humid. It was hot. Yeah. We was getting whooped in the sun. And that was.
Wow, your dad went to get drunk in the club.
While you're suffering on the football field.
You're allowing 70 points, and your dad is hammered before the fourth quarter.
I was watching out of one eye.
The story of how Jessica and Lehman met.
My other grandma actually died, and then I went to work the next day, and I was like, my grandma died, and everyone was like, oh, we're so sorry. And I'm like, it's okay, let's go to happy hour. And then we went to happy hour, and that was the day Lehman and I started dating.
So much romance.
So that's how I remember our anniversary.
Eduardo Perez was terrified his dad would see his shin guard.
The trainer for the Angels comes out and beats our Tampa Bay trainer out to the field. And he's like, it's mush. He goes, let me look. And I said, don't. And he goes, what? I said, if it's mush, don't raise my pant legs. Why? I said, because I have a shin guard underneath it. And my dad would always say the sign of a bad hitter is a hitter that has a shin guard on. So I had a shin guard underneath my uniform. I did not want my dad to see. While I'm torn Achilles, I had the shin guard on. So I'm like, please do not show me that. He goes, okay, no problem. I'm not going to show you that.
The Miami Heat had Poppy so scared he pulled his pants down.
I was there, and I was sitting on his couch with my girlfriend and my father, who got so nervous that while he was watching during all of that, for reasons I will not be able to explain to this day, in the living room, just dropped his pants and was standing there in his underwear. He just got scared, nervous.
He was all Heat fans. That was all of us.
His house.
Just like Wayne. But why do I remember that? Because my father, for some reason, was in his tighty whities just in the fourth quarter, scared.
Did you ever say, Dad, why'd you drop your pants?
We all did.
His house, though, Greg.
Poor girlfriend.
Wait, you all dropped your pants?
Jalen Rose texted Mero about his hairline.
I was asked the question of, like, who do I think has fake hairlines? Because, you know, some people, like Steve, that was when the Cowboys.
I know where you're going with this.
Right. I said Jalen Rose.
You're a lie.
And I was just like, yo.
The devil is a liar.
So I said it, right? So I said, yo, Jalen Rose, his shit got to be fake because it's too perfect.
It's not.
It's too perfect. So then I get a text. Yo, this is Jalen Rose. My shit's real.
It's true.
I mean, now we on FaceTime.
Haters will say it's fake, dog.
I'm like, yo,
but
I believe you.
It is geometrical. Yeah. Like it's a modern marvel. How
it is perfect.
The 90-degree angles on it are crazy.
Like I'm talking about on TV, Jamal. You know how hard
that
it is
man got
to
good
look perfect on TV.
Dominique Foxworth played through spitting up blood during a contract year.
Jay Cutler scrambles to the right and then scrambles to the left. I go to the left with him, then he comes back to the right. As I'm coming back, Eddie Royal dives through my chest. And I thanked him after the game because he didn't hit me in the head because it was legal back then. I got up from that play and started coughing and spitting out blood. And then I started to walk in the direction of the sideline because this ain't normal. And then it hit me, nah, bruh, it's a contract year. Lined up and played the next play. And there are people who have done much more absurd things than that because I wasn't even that good.
Greg and Erlene Cody share the tale of Bamboo Reed. When you were pregnant with Christopher and we were dreaming up possible names, I came up with, we were going through the usual suspect of names. I came up with a rather unusual name that you vetoed.
Is that when you were on the LSD? Is that when that was happening?
Yeah.
Please. No, that was well after that.
You mean the Bamboo Reed thing?
Oh, my God! Yes! Upset! Yes!
Andrew Zimmern collects animal nut sacks.
I have the nut sacks of 6 or 7 different animals that I've taken in the wild and whose balls I've eaten.
Which animals?
I have a wildebeest nut sack over there that is about the size of a softball.
Billy Gill got big-timed by Miami Heat security at Amos, Miami.
I was like, why is this guy just hanging out by the stairs? There's this big crowd of people. Like, I wanted him to feel welcome, so I was trying to be like a good host. So I was on the stage, and I walked over to him, and I said, hey, good to see you. Like, thanks for coming out. Because I've been told that he's a big fan of the show. So he shakes my hand very nicely, and then I walk away, and I go back on the stage to do whatever we were doing. And then a report got to me that he then turned to the person next to him and said, who the bleep was that guy?
Yeah, he's terrifying, and I don't know why.
I wasn't terrified. I thought he was a dick.
He was one of the fans.
All right, I'll get back to him.
Come on.
Poppy Le Batard tells us about Fred Dreyer.
The guy used to eat salmon. That's all the guy ate, and he was in real good shape. His cholesterol level was in tip-top condition. And I said, oh, my God, this guy is going to live forever. And one day I get up in the morning and I look at the news and the guy dropped dead. I said, how the hell this guy could drop dead? He's such a healthy nut, Well, that happened. So I stopped eating salmon. That's it. I don't need salmon anymore.
Let's clip that.
Por si acaso, no? Por si acaso.
I'm being told that Fred Dreyer's still alive.
Nah, I don't believe that. My source tell me that he dropped dead a number of years ago.
Amin El Hassan got face-to-face with Mike Tyson.
Crowded bar, and I'm walking out, and someone bumps into me until my drink spills, and it went all over Mike Tyson, and he turns around. And this is when he first got the tattoo, and it's glowing in the dark of the black lights.
That's prime,
oh my God.
Prime,
prime, don't spill a drink on Mike Tyson.
That's no F. Gibbons, Mike.
And this crowded bar that was really congested a second ago, it was all open, and it was just me and Mike Tyson, and everyone was 100 yards back. And his eyes, his beady little eyes were glowing too, and they were angry. So I said, the only thing that came to mind, assalamu alaikum, brother. And he dapped me up, and he pulled me close, sharply like that. I'll kill you. And in my ear, he said, alaikum salam. But he said it so close to my ear, I thought he was going to bite my ear.
Yeah,
so I jumped back. And then he released, and then I ran away.
Jonathan Zaslow disrupted Brad Williams' show.
My wife and I were at the show. We're sitting toward the back of one of the couches, and there is a really loud man who is behind us with a couple of women. They have been overserved. They are clearly drunk, and they are loud. And so I could feel the buildup. My wife is getting agitated at the people who are being loud and disrespectful to Brad. And it got to a point where I turned around and I yelled for everyone to hear, "Shut the f*** up!"
Just to be clear, Zaz is making his wife the Jada Pinkett in this scenario, where it's like Will was sitting there like, I don't want to slap Chris Rock, but my wife's uncomfortable, so let me go assault one of the best comedians ever. So Zaz is sitting there going like, I don't want to ruin the show, but my wife's uncomfortable, so let me go ruin the show.
Dan Le Batard's fireworks adventure.
So I go to the park, all right, and I just take the very smallest of the explosives, and I light the fuse, and I walk away. What happens next is such a bombardment of neighborhood machine gun fire and smoke that I run out of the park because I don't want to be seen by anybody in
my God.
in a neighborhood where it won't stop. Like, I get to my car, it's still going. It was such a rat-a-tat-tat of like 90 seconds of neighborhood machine gun fire on an otherwise tranquil, sunny afternoon that I immediately came home and gave my fireworks away to a couple of my friends.
Dan Le Batard lost his ticket to the Pearl Jam concert.
What happened is we had tickets, and they were hard tickets, actual tickets, not on the phone. Tickets were distributed to each of the people in our party about an hour and a half prior to the concert. When it came time to enter the venue and show the ticket, Dan Le Batard says, "Sorry, I can't find my ticket." He lost his ticket, which would have kept him out of the concert. He was there for his wife for her birthday. So my girlfriend has to go looking in a casino for his ticket, doesn't find it, and I'm forced to get him in because I knew security. So Dan gets into the concert. There are 8 of us for only 7 tickets. So we squeeze in, and all of a sudden, there's this guy standing where our seat is, and no one else said a word. Dan is just sort of standing there with his eyes half open. And I said, "Excuse me, this is not your seat." And what does this man do? He showed the ticket. That was Dan's ticket.
Because who else has a physical ticket? Like, obviously, it's Dan's ticket.
B.J. Upton asks Tim Kirchin his shoe size.
Dan, I was in the dugout once in Atlanta, and B.J. Upton came up to me during the game, and he just looked at me because I'm right there in the dugout with a microphone in my hand, and he said, my brother and I were wondering, what size shoe do you wear? So I said, well, I wear a 7.5 shoe. And he said, man, that's a really small shoe. And then he walked away. That's what you get when you're the dugout reporter.
Dan Le Batard threw carrot cake out of the press box.
Dan had brought back a piece of carrot cake, a square of classic carrot cake from the dining room. Dan looks at me, looks at the carrot cake, and then he kind of puts his hand like he's going to flip the carrot cake over the railing into the crowd. And I look at Dan, I said, "You're not going to do it. Like, don't do it. Don't do it." And Dan, that to him is saying, you have to do that now. So with just a quick little flip of his finger, the carrot cake over the railing, gone. And now, since we're professional, what do? We both push back from the desk, and we're now, because we want to separate ourselves from possibly somebody seeing us. And then about 10 seconds later, thick New York accent, shouting up, "Hey, great New York. Hey, you idiots. You think that's funny throwing cake at people? You guys are idiots. I'm going to come up there, blah, blah, blah." And we are both we're about to die. It's like, I literally want to just disappear. He thinks it's the funniest thing in the world.
David Sampson gave a sermon at a black church.
I needed their support for public money for the ballpark.
So hold on.
I was the only white guy in there.
Jewish.
I am Jewish. I am white.
Like, the white is the
How did you dress?
how I dressed is I went to visit a black tailor.
God.
Hold on.
No.
And I had a suit made for me by Andre Dawson's tailor. So I looked like Andre Dawson, and it was awesome. I had a consigliere who was Cuban, and we had a plan of all the different people we had to get votes from. So we went to the Cubans, we went to the non-Cuban Hispanics. 100%. I had to go get one personally made, a Guayavera.
What's the best story in there? Which one did you guys like best? And I will give you the context for what's happening in the lower right-hand portion of the screen in a second, because this was the moment that got us ended at ESPN, basically. And what you can see in the corner is executive producer Billy Gill has been sent to the penalty box, and I don't believe he can hear what I'm saying, right?
I could not. But I knew.
Right. Well, so
I knew what was coming.
So you did know what was coming. So the directors in Miami just put it on Billy, because clearly, if this person's going to be suspended, no organization that made this go viral would just air a guy sitting there the entire time. Just Billy sit like that's the reason they went to that shot. That's good directing right there. Is the reason they went to that shot. And Billy looks like he's afraid, even though he's not afraid. But he was afraid.
My wedding was a week away. That was the day before I was going, or 2 days before I was going away on like a bachelor trip for like a 2-day trip. Just before I was
bachelor party is what we call it.
Yeah, but it was like it wasn't a party. It was like we went to like friggin' Orlando. It wasn't like cocaine and strippers. As bachelor parties have.
So it wasn't good.
No. It's good. It was a good time bonding with friends, And then they were all telling me, wasn't that so great what your boss said? I was like, no, I may come back and not have a job. It was horrifying. It was terrible. Like, oh my God, that was so great what he did. I was like, it was absolutely not great what he did. I'm coming back from this trip where I'm supposed to be unwinding, getting ready to wed my beautiful wife, and I don't know if I can provide for this family anymore because Dan wanted to prove a point. Yeah. And he wanted to have a little hissy fit, even though we were trying to say, hey, let's tone things down a little bit. Let's calm down. And he wanted to do it anyways. So no, it was not great, friends. I'm quite stressed out right now. And surely things can't get worse next week. And they did.
The way that it worked out was... He came back from his honeymoon, and we were no longer going to be with ESPN.
No, we were still with ESPN, but I came back from our honeymoon, and 790 said, "Hit the road, Jack."
That was true. That was another thing.
You guys are too hot for us.
That was another thing that happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Every meaningful moment in my life, I can connect to disaster at work that I could not enjoy in my personal life because someone was acting amok here professionally.
That's a great top 5 list.
No, it's not. It's tragedies of my life, scars. Mental scars that cannot be healed. Years of therapy I've attempted to, unsuccessfully.
Clearly.
We will keep...
Like the mark of a raptor. They can never be taken off of my soul. What? I was going to say brain, but soul.
What's the mark of a raptor?
Yeah, raptor. Like, in Jurassic Park, like, I guess that maybe is a T-Rex. The mark? Like,
I think it was a raptor.
It's a very common expression. People say it all the time. Ever heard of Thomas Ederson?
The Toronto Raptors logo is basically what you're saying.
That was more of a basketball shape. We have a pickle later. Roy ruined that surprise.
I apologize. Apologies again for that.
We have to get to Diana Russini in a second as well, and I want to because in 30 minutes, Greg Cody is going to reveal where the Dolphins are ranked, and I think Zaslow's close to sniffing out this story.
I actually just got a text that my dad. It was originally going to be noon. He said to the Herald, "Hey, the Le Batard Show's doing this thing. We got to get it out at 10. He has not got confirmation yet that it will be out at 10. He's hoping it will be. So.
Oh, no, then we got to break this news on him. We can't wait if we know. It's got to happen before we leave the air today. We can't wait around for him, especially if Zaslow gets the story.
Yeah. The Herald, I don't know if you know, I don't work for the Herald. The Herald's deadlines mean nothing to me.
Just to be clear, we could wait.
He's our friend.
Yeah, we could.
No, we can't wait. We should break the story. If Zaslow has the story, the news waits for no man.
You're positioning it as if we don't have a choice here. We are making a decision.
The news waits for no man.
Do you think breaking news is about to come out and somebody in the newsroom says, "What about our friend?"
Sometimes. Yeah.
No.
Sometimes. What do you think the whole Epstein list thing is?
Now maybe. It's not how it used to be back in Zaslow's day. I'm going to call your dad here, and as I do this, I'm going to
another crime being committed.
I'm going to FaceTime him.
Put him on speaker.
But hold on a second, and I will put, even though you guys shamed me for that yesterday, I will put him on speaker. But before I do that, just real quick, because we're in the local hour, and I really do want to talk Notre Dame. Mike, what are you doing later today to talk Notre Dame for 5 straight hours? If anyone wants 5 straight hours of Mike Ryan, hasn't been allowed to talk about it here, so he wants to talk about it 5 straight hours there.
As a partner over at Canes Insight, make weekly appearances. Canes Insight broke a lot of news over the offseason for my money, and quite literally my money. The best Canes coverage there is out there. We're doing our 2nd annual Hurricane. Last year we kicked things off with a 5-hour marathon that had a ton of guests. This year the marquee is even bigger. It begins at 3 o'clock. We have Chris Felica, Bruce Feldman, Jay Lucas, a new men's team coach, David Lake, Jessica Smetana, and Mike Golick Jr. will be joining us, Kevin Clark, Brett McMurphy, and hopefully a big-time special guest.
Dude, you should get Xavier Restrepo. He's got nothing going on now.
He's got nothing going on.
Waived by the Titans yesterday. Billy, how many people sent you that? Because
just you, but I had other people tag me. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like that I'm being, tagged and people think that I'm celebrating someone's downfall. Which
you are smiling.
Well, no, because I got the text from Dan, so I knew we were going to get here eventually today.
It's his dream.
It was an easy joke to throw in there, but I don't like being, attached to essentially my words. I'd like to just kind of say things for laughs and move on. Like, I don't like this Josh Allen stupid face thing years later.
Billy, you got it right, though, on Restrepo. Look.
There's plenty of that story still to be told.
You don't really do consequences well.
Fair.
I'm going to call Cody, all right? Because we have the chance of getting him pissed off all over again.
I'm nervous about
this.
this.
For the podcast listeners, Dan is calling Greg Cody on his phone, maybe.
Turn the volume up.
Seems to be confusion there. He's fumbling around with the phone there.
Yeah.
Now he's raising the volume.
Yeah.
I don't hear a ring.
2 fingers, thumb on one
all
side.
Right.
Oh, couldn't figure it out.
We'll try again with Diana Russini.
Here it's up.
The man is a legend, and he's a legend in Vegas, where it's hard to be a legend. I've seen him. His face is ID to get into all the big places. And he's also, though, he's a Florida guy as well, and I think he should be a Panther fan because he grew up in Boca. So I don't know where he is, but I believe he's bigger than Wayne Newton now. He's more Vegas than Wayne Newton, and I'm not joking when I say comedy legend for 40 bleeping years. 40 bleeping years and still doing it 4 times a night in Vegas. You, Carrot Top, Mr. Top, are rooting for who in this series?
You can't say 40 bleeping years. It just doesn't sound cool. You gotta say 40 years. But it's gonna be really rough. This might be the hardest decision of my life, being from Boca. I think I performed at the Sunrise Musical Theater when I was young. But my roots, I'm in Vegas. They're listening to me right now. I'm here in Las Vegas, and it's tough. I got to be honest. I think my heart is a little more for Las Vegas.
What? No!
I know.
No!
I'm here every
You
night.
sell out. You sell out.
Are you cranking it before the game?
You mean like drugs?
No, I mean the thing where you crank it and you get everybody out.
Hey, are you cranking it before? Yeah, man. No,
Have you ever cranked it?
Yes, they have. That's a personal question, but yes, I have cranked it. They give me they gave me that twice. I've done it twice, and apparently Wayne Newton has beaten me by one crank. So
I was watching. I was at game 2, and I was watching.
I've got to catch up on crank. I got to catch up on a crank.
Wayne looks great.
Wayne looks like hell. What are you talking about? Be honest.
Come on, Karen, Tom.
No.
That's not
No. I love Wayne. Seriously.
Then you can't take out the legend. What's the matter with you? But you are. You are more Vegas. No, you are more Vegas than him, though. You are.
I helped. No, he's Mr. Vegas. I'm Mrs. Vegas. He changed one night. We were doing a video, and it's really hot, right? I looked over, and Wayne Newton's hair was dripping. So I went over and I said, "You're dripping with what?" I said, I got to fix your hair. And he looked back at me, and I said, "It's just drip." It was like a little black, guy was dripping. So at least I fixed. No, it's natural. It's just naturally dripping. It was naturally dripping.
Wait, I want to really.
I didn't let him sit there and drip. I thought I should probably step in.
But you have seen Hollywood melt away, vanity melt away, and so you had to laugh to yourself that symbol for Vegas excess, that his hair was dripping down his face.
Yeah, I know what to do. No one else was doing it. The makeup artist was like, "I'm not touching it." I'm like, "Somebody fix Wayne Newton's hair." So I took over the.
I mean, you don't hate the Panthers though, because they keep getting
no,
but their fans
I love the
keep
Panthers. Love the Panthers. Great Americans. No, I love I don't know why I'm doing my Trump impression is the worst in the world, but I just go into it when you need to.
I think it's pretty good.
Oh, is it? Is it pretty good? Yeah. Pretty good.
I was telling Sasha Michelle Millet that Carrot Top does a really good Donald Trump.
Always been a fan of you, Bob. Always been a fan.
I wish we could say the same.
Oh, come on, we gotta work together. Well, I love this game. It's very exciting though. Coming to 2-0. I mean, it's really this town's going crazy, as you know.
And they're getting in the way.
Florida's probably going crazy too. Oh yeah. Are they talking that already?
They have you ever been to the arena? Because it's kind of where you went to community college. It's like in the Everglades.
I was curious as to where it was because I said I lived in Florida my entire life. I don't think I've been to that area very often. When I went to Boca, I was in Boca. I guess it's not too far from there.
It's right next to Sawgrass Mills. You ever been to Sawgrass Mills?
Sawgrass Mills, man, it's been a while. But they apparently have a hockey team down there, so that's good.
This is a good show.
How do we get Gustav Forsling going?
What's that?
How do we get Brandon Montour going?
Yeah, like anything else, they're gonna have to get these guys motivated, and that's what they did in the last game. I mean, I think it's just like watching the basketball game last night. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but that series is unbelievable. How close the first, second, third games have been by one like motivating thing, one factor that all comes in. Same as the Knights, they came in really motivated. Now I think we'll see what happens down in
Do you think
Florida.
Game 3 was rigged though? Because we have some
game rigged.
Yeah, like the officials rigged it.
Rigged.
You mean the basketball game last night?
Yeah, very clearly.
Oh, everything's rigged in sports. Yeah, the whole thing was rigged.
Guys, what are we doing?
He knows what he's talking about. Does when Wayne Newton speaks to you, do his teeth whistle?
He doesn't. Yes.
They look like they whistle.
He said yes. He said yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say. He never speaks. What am I talking? He never speaks to me. What are you crazy? He's never spoken to me. There's no eye contact. No eye contact.
I got to be honest though. It seems to us, honestly, and I don't know if the Vegas has gotten to you. The vanity
teeth whistle. Yeah. That's the ref. They just look at Wayne.
Jay Leno and Noise Letterman with a sandwich for laughs.
So honestly, thrilled to be doing this with you because I have admired your work. You are just such a sculptor. You're an artist as a comedian. It's sort of the
Well, thank you.
Well, the craft of it. It's such a hard way to make a living, Jay. I don't even understand how you make a living that way. I really don't. You have to be demented to choose, you know what? I'm going to laugh my way to the top. I'm going to take the expectation of funny, and that's how I'm going to get rich. Get out of here. It's crazy.
Yeah, it seems sort of second nature to me. You know, I think it's one of those things, if it's what you like to do, it just comes. You know, I remember when I was in college, I'm dyslexic, so I would get
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours, Dan.
It is. It is everyone's. We have Diana Russini on with us this season, and it's nice to have her back. I hope we are joined by more impersonations of her mother than we have gotten in recent developments around here. There's a burning question on ESPN right now. I just want you guys to know. And the question was, Notre Dame likely to run the table if they beat Miami on Sunday? And Louis Riddick said, yes. Burning question. Burning question. He's already saying Notre Dame undefeated if they win Sunday against Miami.
They got a really hard schedule. Really hard schedule. Yeah, at Arkansas, Texas A&M, Boise State. Hard disagree.
Okay. That's good, healthy disagreement. I hope it gets inflamed the next 3 days.
Regression candidate.
Diana, before we get to all the football news going on, do you mind if I just call my friend Greg Cody here real quick again, because we've got a breaking story around here, and I want to get your opinion on it as well. So just hold on for just a second, all right?
She said yes.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, I have a story, so I need to just take a break.
Dueling breaking stories.
No, there's big breaking news in the NFL.
Okay, there's big breaking news. Hold on a second, Greg. We got big breaking news in the NFL, and Diana's reacting to it. Mike, what's the big breaking news?
Adam Thielen, homecoming.
Adam Thielen going back to Minnesota.
There it is. Diana Russini is on the story. Greg Cody, you've been scooped. Adam Thielen is going back to Minnesota. We are calling you because Zaslow is saying that as a journalist, he has a responsibility to tell the American people what your rankings of the Dolphins are, because we have the news. We know what the number is, and Zaslow wants to break the news before the Miami Herald prints it.
You know, I can't stop him from doing that. Maybe the draft party Thursday night can be at Zaslow's house if that happens.
Okay, so you're threatening again. You're threatening again to take the draft party if Zaslow reports something that Christopher can't control because Zaslow's a journalist.
It's my livelihood.
Yes, even if he's totally guessing, if he says the correct number, the draft party Thursday will not be at my house. Tell Christopher that.
I would never guess, though, because I have journalistic integrity. I wouldn't guess. I don't do that.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, we'll see.
Well, wait a minute. So when is it coming out in the Miami Herald?
Well, my boss just called me, but I was on the phone FaceTiming with Dan Le Batard, so I couldn't take the call. So I might have an answer to that, but I couldn't take his call.
Why don't you do a three-way call? Get your boss on the line, too, with all of us.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good idea.
It's Wild Billy Wednesday, after all. Go ahead. Call John Devine. See what he's got. Give him a call. I'm sure you're very good with the FaceTime technology.
Yeah, right. That's going to happen.
All right, but serious, Greg, we're not joking around. Zaslow feels like he's close to having the story, has the story?
Close.
Okay, but what? So if he does that, he can do this at 10:01, right? And he'll be okay, 10:01 a.m.?
I don't know yet when
Greg, we can't wait for you. We can't wait for you. He's got the news. The news doesn't wait for anybody.
The news breaks when the news breaks.
Like you said, 10 o'clock. We need to break the news.
As Mike Ryan, the adult in the room, mentioned a few minutes ago, it is totally the choice of your team, your show team, when this is revealed.
Zaslow's a journalist. We can't control what Zaslow reports. I couldn't keep my engagement from you.
The show stops when my integrity begins.
Okay, fake journalist Zaslow can do whatever he wants.
I'm on the website. I think it's out.
Stop that.
But I can't. You could stop him on behalf of me, but apparently you won't.
What do you mean stop him? What kind of how do?
Hosting the draft Thursday night, but that's not.
That's not journalism. It's not journalism for me to stop him from doing journalism. Like, what do you? So news isn't news when it just regards you? Why can't we have the clicks and the views from where it is you rank the Dolphins?
Maybe that's how state-controlled news works. That's not how I work.
Okay, this conversation is beyond absurd. It's beyond absurd. Hang on just a second.
Are you calling John Devine like Billy requested?
Well, Thielen got traded. There's a lot of people reporting stuff right now.
I'm just looking here.
Diana's chair is empty. Thank you, Greg, for all your hard work on the show. You've forgotten that we're doing the show again.
I'm just looking
now,
here.
Hey, like, this is what happens with him. It is fundamentally amazing that he is, at this age, somebody who still doesn't know when we're doing the show. But I think Zaslow has to break this news. And before we get back to Diana Russini here, Mike, the thing that you're doing talking Canes football, is that the third game of the weekend? Is Notre Dame the third best game of the weekend? You have, for the first time ever in week one, you've got 6 top 10 teams playing against each other. That's crazy. And in the middle of it, you've got Arch Manning and you've got the history of Miami Notre Dame, which is a nostalgia matchup.
You have 3 top 10 matchups. That's the first time since 1945 that
awesome.
You've had that many top 10 matchups this early in the season. In fact, the last time that we've had 3 top 10 matchups was way back in 2017 in the same week. Ironically enough, that was when Miami beat the shit out of Notre Dame at Hard Rock Stadium back then. So this is a really exciting time. You have college football is putting its best foot forward and giving you the biggest possible spectacle to start the season to capitalize on no NFL. And on top of that, you have Lee Corso's farewell.
I think without question, Canes Notre Dame's number 2. I mean, we all know Texas Ohio State's number 1. There's no disputing that. But I think Notre Dame is ahead of Clemson LSU.
I agree. I think, especially if you look at the spread, that is expected to be a closer game. But I'm as big a homer as there is when it comes to University of Miami. Arch Manning at the defending national champs.
Of course.
The big noon window is crazy.
They're not sending me there because it's not the biggest game, Dan.
Well, tell us about where you're going this weekend, Zaslow, as part of your college football coverage as a rising star at ESPN.
It's out. Say it, Zaslow.
It's out.
I just got a text that it's out.
I didn't have the confirmation yet.
Oh,
he
no.
tweeted, he undercut us.
Oh,
that's what he was doing.
That's what he was doing.
That's garbage.
That's what he was doing. That is garbage. He's getting the clicks. Wow. He's getting the clicks.
Bleeper.
All right, so hold on a minute.
He scooped himself.
Before you tell us where it is that he ranked the Dolphins, I want to throw my theory in front of the audience and Chris as well. Billy, what are you laughing about back there?
Because I saw where he ranked them.
Okay. All right. Right. Now, wait. I want to guess here. I want to guess what's happened here because, Zaslow, you have found Greg Cody.
Okay, I think I have it. But if you were saying it's already out, I think I have it now.
Okay, you've gotten the text that you need in order to. All right, so
you have to get double confirmation in journalism, Dan. I got it now.
All right, so but you're telling me that Greg Cody's now scooped himself by putting it on the internet. Damn him, he's faster than we are.
Should have known he was tweeting. He got so distracted. He's like, "What I'm doing here?"
He couldn't do both things. Yeah.
He concocted a plan while talking to you. He was doing multiple things at once.
So dim-witted and yet outsmarted us. And all the while, Diana Russini has fled the room because Adam Thielen has been traded.
I mean, I don't know if that's bigger than where Greg Cody has the very average Miami Dolphins ranked.
All right, so I know, my dear audience, I know that I've been on this Greg Cody thing about, 7 hours too long. But I believe what happened here is this. Chris Cody yesterday correctly said what his father had put the Dolphins at, which was 14. Greg Cody misinterpreted that as Chris Cody looked at my computer and became immediately enraged. Escalated toward us all sorts of threats, and now I believe he went home and changed where they are. But he's not going to drop them out of the top. He won't drop them out of the top 16 because he will have them in the top half of the league because he's a homer forever.
I would think he might even go up with them just to throw us a curveball because we would assume he'd go down with them.
See, this is interesting I'm going to tell you now what I found out, okay? I had them, based on my sources, all right, that he had them 14. But were my sources wrong? Because I'm looking at his article right now. He just tweeted out 2 minutes ago. That's not where they're ranked. They're not ranked 14.
I think he changed it. I think he changed it for no other reason. And if I had to guess, the betting favorite would be 15. Is that the betting favorite?
I go 16. 15's too easy. It's like one spot down. He's going to get crazy.
No, but he doesn't know that we're on to him, though. He doesn't know that. I don't think he knows.
He knows I said 14 yesterday. He thought I knew that.
That's what my sources said.
Yeah. So I think he goes to 16.
Billy, what was it?
He has them at 15. Oh! He also has them making the playoffs, but he has them at 8 and 9. So he has them making the playoffs with a losing record.
Covering all his bases.
He can be wrong in multiple facets, but he could also be right in one of those areas.
The conviction he had for over 7.5 wins does not match that prediction.
Crazy.
He was so strong on hammer over 7.5.
Well, he proved it right. He took him at 8.
Diana, if off the top of your head, if you had to go 1 through 32, where would you put the Dolphins? And what are you scribbling so furiously? I hate the life of an insider. I feel bad for you.
Oh, hi, guys. Yeah, so Adam Thielen just got traded, or at least it's getting finalized right now, from the Carolina Panthers back to Minnesota. Obviously, you guys know Minnesota has got some problems at wide receiver in terms of suspensions and injuries. So it's a big reunion. He wanted to go there. The thing that's wild about this is on this story, even late afternoon yesterday, there was a lot of frustrations because it appeared both sides were not close to coming to an agreement. That Carolina knew very much so that Minnesota really wanted to make this work. I think Thielen wanted to go back to Minnesota as well. And everyone yesterday said this is probably not going to happen. They're being really difficult on this. So the fact that it shook out, so Minnesota gets Thielen and Carolina gets a 5th round pick and a 2027 4th round pick back. So yeah, life of an insider is stupid, but it's also really fun. The Dolphins out of 32, 27. I have a lot of concerns for them this year. I do. There's just a lot of smoke around them. Obviously, we've heard enough of all the things that are going on behind the scenes there, and obviously with trading away Jalen Ramsey, I just think this is a team that needs to find itself this year. And Tua, who appears to continue to take steps forward here in terms of his play, this has got to be the year where he can figure it out. And there's some rumors going around that the Dolphins were open to perhaps trading Tyreek Hill. And from what I can gather, that doesn't appear to be on the table. They know they need him. They need him out there to help this offense. But yeah, I don't feel great about them right now.
Diana, back on Thielen real quick. Carolina's thought to be a team hopefully on the rise given how they closed last season. Not really a team that was interested in selling. I imagine that was a sticking point when it came to the compensation here. Is this a ringing endorsement of where McMillan is in his progression? Because without Thielen, that wide receiver core does take a hit.
Yeah, no, look at it from Dave Canales and Dan Morgan's perspective here, right? They are trying to build something and they're trying to get the most out of a quarterback that has been really up and down. And Adam Thielen brings that great veteran presence and confidence that they have in him that he can do this job. So it made a lot of sense that Carolina was being tough about it. I kind of understood their perspective on it. But they obviously made the decision here in the end that they are better off trading Adam Thielen now to at least get something in return for a 35-year-old wide receiver rather than just have him this year and get nothing for him next year. So I'm sure Minnesota is thrilled right now as I'm told they are currently trying to work out the contract situation for Adam Thielen.
Diana, would we make your life easier right now if we just let you go? Because I don't love the stress that we're putting you under. You're in the middle of something and you need it.
No.
You're all right, because I feel like your head is racing because Adam Thielen.
I'm just doing what I have to do, which is like 3 jobs at once.
Okay, so you have to do this.
But if this is bad radio, then I get it. So
it's not bad. I just don't want to keep you. I don't want to keep you from your job at the Athletic, where you're always busy being an insider. But the news that you're getting here on Adam Thielen that makes it that we can't talk to you about the rest of the league because the league stops when Adam Thielen gets traded. What
the league doesn't stop.
No, the whole league. No, everything. Your life just shut down. Look, I saw what, Diana. We're doing a show with you. It's a substantive show. You run out of the screen for 10 minutes because Adam Thielen's been traded. I thought a baby was microwaving a phone again because you're. And I don't know why it made you that crazy, but you left what we were doing for 10 minutes, and now you're back, but you're distracted. You're obviously distracted.
Yes, I am distracted because it is my job to work for the Athletic to get this intel for them. And it was a story that me and a couple of reporters were working on together on this. So yes, this is what we're all about at the moment. But in about 10 seconds, no one's going to probably care about an Adam Thielen trade. So yeah, I don't want to leave, but if you guys want me to come back, I can do that.
Feels like both me and Diana got scooped.
Yeah, by Greg Cody. By
the way, have we picked up on the pattern here that this happens a lot on this show? I think I have to change my time slot.
I just think you're busy, Diana, and I imagine your life to be this at all times, and it stresses me out because it's the gypsy's curse. May all your dreams come true. Because here it is. You're a spectacular football insider. It never ends.
I'm going to die soon.
Chasing a story.
Revelation.
Chasing a story. You can come back in 30 minutes if you feel better. You're welcome to spend time around us whenever you like.
Billy, that might be a prediction.
Thank you, Diana.
Thanks, guys.
I've read a lot, Shams and Schefter talking about like what the insanity and the thrill and the crack of being an insider is, and the idea that your life can stop right in the middle of your day because Adam Thielen has been traded because the information business is super valuable right now and she's really good at her job, and that's one of the reasons she's great at her job because she goes and she attacks the story.
Yeah, by all accounts, it's not terribly interesting news. Adam Thielen being traded.
You shut up! I am so into this. It's a homecoming.
Like, where's the line though? Because like I thought he would have been on the other side of it. This is not that interesting.
Guys, everybody wrote him off. And he should have put up consecutive 1,000-yard seasons for Carolina. He did not write back, Billy. He's got good football still left in him, and now he's headed back home.
Good golfer.
This is big for J.J. McCarthy, and yes, I care more because I golfed with him.
Yeah.
I would also have everyone know that Adam Thielen, over the last couple of seasons, doing it where he has done it with a quarterback that got rejuvenated because he still plays like a number one, is one of the great stunning things of my football lifetime to see, not just the entirety of his career, but that, wait a minute, you're going to keep doubting this guy the last 2 seasons when Randy Moss goes to Oakland, he can't get to 1,000 yards, but wherever Thielen goes, he makes the offense better?
Because he's white, right?
Yes.
And because he was injured, and I guess that we all thought he was done when he got to Carolina, that he wasn't going to be taking any of the offense, but mostly because he was white.
Yeah. Checks out.
That's what I thought.
The life of an insider, you don't want me to talk about the mental health perils anymore.
What is the worst part of the life?
Get the best laugh.
Zaz is an insider, though. You could tell us.
Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Look at this face.
Yeah.
I'm looking good these days. Look at me. I'm dressed up. I look nice today.
You got beat on that story by Cody. It was embarrassing to watch.
And you know what's the worst part? It's not that I got beat on it. It's that we didn't pick up what was happening.
No,
we really
because
underestimated him.
It's normal for him to just lose his him trailing off. That wasn't that crazy of a thing.
Like, do you think was he actually tweeting at the same time as?
He outsmarted us.
We saw a text of it'll go out at 10, so he's like, all right, let me.
He threw everyone off. He said, "Oh, I'm just checking something." And we're like, "What's wrong with you? You don't know what you're doing." And he knew.
When he hit that tweet button, he must have been so proud of
He's wily.
I will tell you that Chris is right when he says we underestimated him. And I stand before you in a live audience, or sit before you in a live audience saying, Oh my God, you guys just saw it. Our whole show got beat by an old dim-witted man. Like, just got tricked and turned around by this old senile old man, as White Hat calls him.
That'll make it better.
I mean, 13 yards per catch. That's his best season in that stat since pre-COVID.
8 and 9 after telling us to hammer the over is crazy.
Roy, can you please find for me the sound, okay? Jessica Spantana and Mike Golick Jr. have together a podcast, Echoes. It's a very good Notre Dame name. Echoes is good. I asked her what the second choice was. She said there were no second choices. It was Echoes. And Notre Dame Miami's about to happen. And who was the guest on Jessica's show to talk about Miami Notre Dame?
Ian Book. He came in relief in that 2017 game. And Jessica asked Ian about the atmosphere at Hard Rock Stadium on that fateful night in 2017.
And then it was so loud, couldn't hear anything. And then I remember actually having a pretty good drive when I went in there. I threw a whole shot to Equinemius, started to drive down the field, thinking we'd maybe get 3 points or something before half, and then threw a pick six. Welcome to the turnover chain. So that was my experience, but it was hostile. And I remember until we went down to Georgia, it was the loudest place. Honestly, it might be louder than Georgia. Wow. I was like top 2 loudest places I've ever played in my career.
Louder than Michigan?
Yeah. Louder than Michigan.
Blacksburg?
Louder, yeah.
Louder than Cape Canaveral when a rocket goes off. Louder than when Mike Piazza hit that walk-off in Shea Stadium after 9/11. Yeah. Louder than when Stone Cold Steve Austin helped Mankind win the WWF title.
No way.
It's the Austin Pop. Oh, you could see how much this meant to Jessica on that video. Not happy that was the answer.
Why is it so hard for people to believe that people in Miami can be loud about sports?
The thing is, it's like such a crazy cell phone because we're capable of that kind of atmosphere, and we don't really dial it up to that level nearly enough. People are right to take shots.
We don't give it away. You got to earn it.
Well, I think on Sunday they're gonna earn it. I mean, it's a top 10 matchup at Hard Rock Stadium against a hated rival that hasn't won down here in Miami since 1981, and usually they get their asses handed to them when they come down here.
So Mike Ryan is about to do 5 hours of twitchy cocaine, where he talks Canes football all afternoon because. If you're going to get into the nostalgia of sport with The Last Dance or with the Cowboys documentary or wherever it is that your grandfather or grandmother or father or mother passed down the stories, Notre Dame, Miami has no real good reason to be a rivalry other than before all the chaos of today with the conferences, like a couple of independents kept facing each other, and then it became a holy war, Catholics versus convicts, and it was delightful. It was just magical and partly racist television that so the convicts from Miami, and they made a couple of 3 movies about it, one of them from Notre Dame's side, because they played at the top of the sport and they were so different. And so you have a clash here of what you can say are historical titans, and Jimmy Johnson began his rise as unpopular when he kicked Notre Dame's ass on television and ran up the score, and Notre Dame, I think, who was the broadcaster? Was it Ara Parsegan? Just wailing on, like, have some dignity, have some class, because that's where, Miami passed Notre Dame. You're about to do, 5 days of tailgating toward this thing, correct?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, bunch of idiots are flying in town for this one. This one's going to be great. I'm super excited about this because I'm super excited about the season. I get really jacked up for this rivalry. Notre Dame is coming off of season in which they were unbelievable despite being hurt throughout the college football playoff. They earned that ranking. They were a runner-up and performed admirably against a much better Ohio State team given the MASH unit that they became. I'm super jacked up about this because I also believe us to be a really good team, Miami. I think Miami is good. I think that there are perceived advantages, and most people may just blindly say, along the trenches, Notre Dame's better. No, they're not. Miami's the bigger team along the trenches. This is going to come down to Miami's reshaped defense, whether or not they can stop a really good running back in Jeremiah Love, and to see if they actually did indeed improve that secondary.
It's going to be pretty wild because I think that, look, I remember that game in 2017. I wasn't there, but I was watching it, and just even the way it came across on television, it was the most obvious, Notre Dame has no chance tonight. And then, of course, it was 28-0 before you blinked, all right? And I feel like going into the game this weekend, I feel like there is going to be this responsibility from the home crowd where they want to live up to what that was like in 2017. So it's going to be just as loud, if not louder.
I agree with you. It is kind of strange, and again, a cell phone that people are chasing the ghost of 2017. For that stadium, that's always been the barometer for a raucous environment. And I do think that there is kind of a responsibility to live up to that come Sunday night.
Yeah.
The entirety of it, though, when it comes to the Miami fan base being defensive because they have a persecution complex, and at least in part because back when they were playing Miami and Notre Dame, it felt like they were persecuted. So, like, that's the history that's getting grandfathered in. I'm telling you, the portrayal of these teams back then was Miami are the gangsters and Notre Dame, they're the holy ones, and that was a quainter time in a million different ways that built it into what it is today. But I'm wondering, Billy, when you hear Mike talk like this, because Mike is homerific, but he's also on the inside of the program here and in the inside of the business machine, when you hear him talk this way, it feels like Mike Ryan is going into the season feeling like Mario Cristobal and Miami has the better horses, the better physical, that Cristobal was hired so that by this year, he would have bigger, better players than everyone else like he did when he was the recruiter at Alabama. So it seems like Mike feels like he's seen something in these practices that has suggested to him, oh, no, Carson Beck is going to pick up where Cam Ward left off. And that feels optimistic in a way that would feel biased. Can it be both biased and informed?
I mean, once the games are played, I guess we'll find out, right? Because they've just been playing against themselves. You don't really know where any team stands presently.
But Mike feels like he knows. I feel like
I know. He said that they were going to win by 3 scores last week. Yeah. That seems a bit optimistic.
But Mike is carrying himself as if he feels like he knows something.
But that's Mike.
The rest of us don't know. Yes, that's Mike. That is Mike just generally walking around. But on this particular subject, he's going to do 5 hours later today because he can't talk about this enough. Like, we have to go take the air out of the tire over there.
Oh, I'm going to try to talk about it enough. I might.
I think we have.
I think you should tell people if they want 5 hours of Mike will tell you all he knows about what he's seen.
I wouldn't pitch it like that. I would change the pitch.
Okay. I would pitch it like that because Canes Insight is for Miami Hurricanes fans. And if you're just a casual observer, want to know about this big game, we are going to have Notre Dame representation. We are going to have national voices as well, and Bruce Feldman and Brett McMurphy.
It sounds like a big show that you're doing here with a lot of different people for a giant game. And this is the future on where it is you can mainline this stuff because people can talk about it for 5 hours because they want to, with enthusiasm, build up the tailgate to this thing. But it sounds like Mike Ryan is seeing something in the huddle. I told you guys the story when I was on the campus at the University of Miami, okay? I'm in school, and during those 4 years, I'm a high school kid. I don't know what professional football is, what college football is. I don't know anything about anything. My team in high school was terrible. So I'm walking into the University of Miami locker room for the first time as a freshman at the University of Miami. I've not been in many locker rooms. Standing in front of me is Jerome Brown, who would go on to just terrify the rest of the league. But at this point, I'm a freshman. I'm like, this is a student who is my age at school here, Jerome Brown. And so I don't have any context for a home team that they didn't lose a game while I was in school because their guys were bigger than everyone else. And then when I went in the locker room when they were on probation, I walked into guys with pimples on their faces, young guys, clearly kids. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I have the context for this. It feels like Mike's in a locker room where he's saying, no, they've got the studs this year.
It has to look a certain way. I remember being at practice during the Manny Diaz years going, who the hell is that? And it being Lou Headley, the punter. And there was one other guy, Chase Smith, who's actually a holdover still on this roster. Now you barely notice him. I remember feeling good about Derek King coming back. All right, let's do this. Let's go measure ourselves up against Alabama, and stepping on the field in Atlanta and knowing right away we had no shot in hell because they dwarfed our guys.
Okay, what were you saying this time last year?
This time last year, the body types are there, and that Cam Ward is going to be good. And by the way, I think Miami delivered on expectations. They didn't surpass them. Would have loved to get to Charlotte. They didn't have an opportunity to play the other teams in the mix for Charlotte. They failed. They blew a 21-point lead. That would have been a great end to their season. They would have had one loss headed into Charlotte. They were They were close to 10 wins last year, and that was pretty good for year 3. Year 4 needs to end in Charlotte. Year 4 needs to be a CFP appearance. They look really good along the lines. 1 through 22, I like where they're at. Now, it's not exactly what Dan said. They're not going to have the talent advantage against the likes of Texas or Ohio State. Miami's outgunned in that regard. But it's going to come down to, are our guys good enough on a given day along the trenches to be able to dominate individual assignments? And I think 1 through 22, this roster is as good as it's been in Miami in like 20 years.
So Stugotz is doing God Bless Football, and you can catch God Bless Football every day. And I've been wanting to talk to him about the New York Jets practicing on Sunday by themselves. They had no coaches. Did you guys see that? They had a players-only, like, not a lot of people have seen that, a players-only practice where they go out there on their off day to practice. This is after I have seen a Hard Knocks ripoff on Amazon that I had not seen before called The Home Team, where Amazon Prime is doing on 6 Jets players from last year. I don't know who they are. Can you look this up for me? They're going through the lives. What are you laughing about?
Billy and I have a theory. I think that you said so Stugotz as a crutch and just a normal transition, and then you covered it up pretty well and went into the New York Jets.
That's what I thought, too.
I thought that was like just your normal muscle memory transition.
I thought that, too.
You were so good at making it seem like we were going to talk about this Jets practice, and that's your natural transition, but I think you got caught up.
True or false?
Wait, Judge Zaz, you want to make a ruling?
Well, I mean, I can't read his mind. Like that's not a case that would be heard in my
I just
court.
want to see the prop again.
What?
I will admit with great shame, I hate the way these people can see through me. All of that was not only that I had done it, I put my head down and started doing like a cat with kitty litter, just saying, what's in the file on the Jets that I got in my head?
It's a good recovery.
It was a great recovery.
Thank you for noticing that. But I actually wanted to keep talking about Notre Dame, and I just lost my way with the crutch.
You just said so Stugotz.
You don't think that while people are hearing us talk about Notre Dame, they wanted to all of a sudden hear about the Jets practicing on their own?
Some might have.
Technically a walkthrough. You're not allowed to have practices.
You know that Chiefs also have their own Hard Knocks?
Yeah. There's
called
so many.
Chiefs Kingdom.
The Kingdom.
Too much.
The Cowboys have their own thing.
It's a lot.
Just kick the ball off. Actually, you know what? Don't. Thank you for laying out and not having preseason football. This week is college football.
See what I'm saying? Zaz, see?
No, but
he's
they're not
glad.
taking a week
See?
off.
See? It's a week off.
No, it's
from
not
the
a
Yes,
week
it is
off.
a week off. See? He likes
No,
his
it's
week
a
off in the
ramp up.
NFL.
A week off.
It's a ramp up.
Were they playing last week and the week before and the week before that?
It's
Are
always
they playing,
been like
Are they
this.
playing next week?
No, this is a fairly new thing where
Thank you.
where they take a week off before
Michael.
the regular season.
But we're not stopping. This isn't a go and stop and go again.
They started. Now they're stopping? And then next week they're going again.
This is a ramp up. It's a ramp up.
It's a little break. Just saying, keep your mind open.
It hasn't. My mind's open.
I don't.
It hasn't started yet. You want to start and then stop for no reason.
Right. No, not for no reason. Can you stop interrupting Dan? He wants to talk about the Hurricanes.
And the Jets.
Jeez Louise.
And the Jets.
Enough, Zaz. God, well.
Klubnik versus Nussmeier in Clemson LSU. I mean, there's so many Heisman Showcase games. This is wild. Hey, looking back on the film, Riley Leonard been a lot to Notre Dame. When they needed to play, Riley Leonard was there. Can C.J. Carr do it? C.J. Carr has less experience than Emory Williams.
Oh, we're going to learn.
You guys can sort of hear football in the air, right? Like there's a bit of a scent around here that's slightly different here because you guys are saying play the games, but we've got 2 weeks here and we're going to fill it with some Kelsey news and some pop culture, and we're going to break the internet with that love being real, evidently, unless you're still going to question
2
it.
weeks, dude. Like 3 days.
Boise kicks off at USF
Game day,
at
baby.
5:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Bethune FIU, Friday. Check it out.
You on the call?
I am.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell
check
us
it out.
more. Where can people find you?
I think you're at FIUsports.com.
Why do
They'll
you
have a
do
link.
this in the shadows? Why do you do it secretly? Why?
It's not a secret. Look at the calendar. It's out there. There was a press release that came out, and then it kind of went away.
I want to see this calendar that says FIU Bethune and then has your name underneath it.
You don't believe that I'm going to do it? Or
No,
you don't
I
believe
do,
the
but you're
calendar
telling people to
exists?
look at the calendar.
No, I'm just saying it's out there. I'm not one of self-promotion. Unlike you, who walks around, oh, I'm on game night, I'm on this, I'm on that. You know, it's not me. Oh, look at me, Zaslow 2.0. Oh, look at me, I'm on with.
That's your
Amber.
impression of me?
Oh, look at me, I'm on with Freddie Fitz or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
that's-
Freddie Fitz, big star.
Yeah, well, I'm bigger than you.
Ooh. Ooh. Give me the Suey category best laugh, please. I want all of the best laughs from the last year.
And now the Suey nominees for Best Laugh. Big Mac, the Elser Hotel valet guy. Adnan Verk. Al Michaels.
I want to...
Amin El Hassan. Andrew Hawkins. Andrew Siciliano.
Clearly.
Baron Davis. Billy Gill. Bob Costas. Charlotte Wilder. Chris Mad Dog Russo. Chris Cody.
Oh, boy.
Chris Fowler. You really think Chris Parnell. Chris Whittingham. Christine Lisi. Comedian Otsuko Otsatka. Dan Le Batard. Dan Le Batard again.
No.
Dan Patrick. Danny Green. David Allen Greer. David Sampson. David Sampson again. Diana Russini. Dominique Foxworth. Eric Hosmer.
Yeah.
Ernie Johnson. Frank Thomas.
And was extraordinary.
Greg Cody. Hank Azaria. Izzy Gutierrez. Jake Plummer. Jake Tapper. James Carville, the Ragin' Cajun. Jeff Kirchin. Jamel Hill.
Back at your leisure.
Jeremy Taché. Jessica Smetana.
Sure.
Jim Larinaga. Jonathan Zaslow. Juju Gotti. Marrow. Lewis Black. Maury Povich. Michael Ian Black. Mina Kimes. Mike Ryan.
We found out who was that one.
NASCAR driver Ryan Blaney. NBA insider Chris Haynes. Nick Offerman. Nick Offerman again.
All right then, ribs.
O'Shea Jackson Jr. Pablo Torre. Poppy Le Batard. Pat Forty. Pat Riley. Patton Oswalt. PK Subban. Rachel Nichols.
That's right.
Ron Funches. Rose Arias.
Yeah.
Rosie Perez. Roy Bellamy.
Ha 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 ha.
Roy Bellamy again. Roy Wood Jr.
You're crucifying everybody. So
Sam Morrell. Samantha B. Scott Van Pelt. Stan Van Gundy. Steve Kerr. Stormy Daniels. Stugotz. Ted Danson. Tiger Woods' former caddy, Steve Williams. Tim Kirchin. Tim Kirchin again. Tony Kaladiud. Tony Reale. Weird Al Yankovic. Sausage King and Wheel of Fortune contestant Will Jordan.
Everyone wants a service dog with Steve-O.
We are joined by a very famous persona from America, and also Steve-O, because Wendy from Peru is an internet sensation. Go ahead and tell the story, Steve-O, before we get in here. And always thank you for making time for us. But tell us why it is that your dog is more famous than you are, because I didn't think it was allowed that you can just find a dog on the streets of Peru, fall in love with it, and then just bring it over to America. I thought, didn't Johnny Depp or somebody get in trouble for trying to bring an animal into the country without the proper permission? Like,
well, that was the other way around. He already had the dog and was trying to smuggle it into Australia. I was in Peru for a mountain climbing expedition, and I found Wendy here on the streets. And fortunately, the mountain climbing expedition was like a TV show, and the production jumped through all the hoops for me. So I really didn't have to do anything. And I was able to bring Wendy home. And the video I made about finding her, it garnered over 100 million views on Facebook, making it the most viewed video I've ever put on the internet. And it's kind of devastating for an attention whore like me. You know, I've like, with the lengths that I've gone to, you know? But there it is, man. So Wendy and I, we are on a rock tour as we speak, barreling towards Syracuse for a show tonight. And we've got shows every single night in the Northeast U.S., for the next 12 days. Albany tomorrow night.
This video is adorable. Is Wendy's a service animal?
She is. You bet she is. Yeah, because I have terrible issues.
You should take more dogs, though. I mean, it seems to be working for you.
I have terrible issues is a great sentence that would explain the last 25 years of your life. You've done great sort of capitalizing on, let me take a tour bus through my terrible issues.
Right. That's about right, man. I have terrible issues.
and she brings you genuine comfort when she's not a professional service dog license, and you've got the proper paperwork. Steve-O is now a paperwork man with a legitimate service dog that he needs for comfort.
You know what? I'm gonna break your guy's heart right here. There's no such thing as official certification for a service animal. Oh. And because and I did the deepest dive, man. I found the best dog trainer on the planet, And they were the ones who told me, yeah, there's no such thing as official certification. You know, we can sure train her, but that's never. I got a note from my doctor. I got some little weird thing online that means nothing, which says certified service animal. But yeah, there's no such thing. You can ask a blind person with a seeing eye dog, and they'll tell you that there's no such thing.
More to the point.
So we make fun of. Yeah, we travel around and we make fun of service dog vests.
I just figure that you find genuine comfort here, and people might be surprised to learn that one of a man who has been so fearless in his life would admit to needing the love of a dog to temper his issues. That's real adult, grown-up introspection. One of the jackass guys is doing.
All right. I mean, hey, I'm happy to admit that for sure. And the federal law requires that a service animal be trained to assist somebody with a disability. Although the law does not require the person to explain what the disability is. Now, when you ask me what Wendy's trained to do, she is a mobility assist dog. And what that means is she gets me where I'm going because I'm not going anywhere without her.
Nice. That's why you got 100 million views. That's because people love dogs and love the story of you just found a dog in Peru and fell in love.
Well, Steve-O, are you certain there's no one in Peru looking for their dog named Wendy? I mean,
I am. I'm very certain.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, Steve-O.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Stugotz. So you are now touring the country. Tell me about what this portion of your life looks like. Could you have imagined 15 years ago that you'd be on a tour bus, not having to break your spleen doing something?
Well, it's bittersweet. I am on a gorgeous tour bus, and the tour I'm on is called the Bucket List Tour, and what that is sort of spleen breaking stuff. However, I shot it all for the tour ahead of time. It was stuff that I would never be allowed to do for Jackass, like having general anesthesia drugs administered through an IV while I was riding a bicycle. And, I got another medical professional I got another medical professional to put a 4-inch needle into my spine and inject a drug into my spinal cavity to paralyze me from the waist down while I was in a full sprint. I had another one where I had another one where I was butt naked in an airplane and quite literally servicing myself with a guy strapped to my back. And as I fell out of the airplane, I was ejaculating, which I'm pretty proud of.
Oh, geez.
So it's a triple X rated show loaded with.
What a delight, Zaslow. Look at Amin El Hassan joining us on remote here for this hour. And we are blessed to have him here because we have not yet gotten to what is obviously the biggest news of the day. We failed as a podcast in the modern age.
We covered Greg Cody.
We have not talked.
We got to the Thielen trade.
We have not talked about Taylor and Travis are engaged. The love was real, and Amin is someone who doesn't believe in love. That's right. I don't mind saying it.
I love love.
That might be your worst intro ever. Wow. Amin is someone who doesn't believe in love.
Tombstone, maybe?
You're all right, pal.
Inaccurate. I love love. That's very well documented.
There were many people that were cynical about the love of these two people, and you were one of them. And there were a lot more cynics than there were people who thought these two were really in love. Have you heard Travis Kelce's father talk about how in love his young boy is? how in love, like he is smitten. And there was more. You're not going to tell me that most people in America were cynical about that relationship. For it to end in an engagement, love wins, and Amin, who does not love loses.
I love love. And I was always, that's L. Duncan. Different black person, Dan, not me.
Dan.
He's a lovely person, but that's not me.
Dan got
man.
confused.
That is the mistake I made. That is the mistake.
Dan.
I'm sorry, Amin. I'm sorry. I thought you were L.
I love love, and I love that they love each other. And, you know, me and the Kelsey brothers go way back to before Taylor entered the picture. And so I'm just really happy and supportive for them. And I urge everyone, the public and the media, to give them their privacy. Guys, let's not kind of descend like a bunch of falcons trying to grab meat from the clutches of a falconeer, right? You see this? All these companies are doing.
He's right.
What was that? What was that? What was that? Why the
It's an
clutches
analogy.
of a
Yeah, keep
Falcons
up, guys.
going
Falconeer
Let L talk, Dan.
holding, L. Hassan, L. Duncan. No, it's like you see all these companies doing all these promotions now. Oh, put Tay and Travis in the promo code and get 20% off. Like, that's not nice. You can't just use them as an excuse to sell your goods.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, because the world seemed to stop yesterday when the news came out for whatever reason. And you're right. Like, everyone was taking their engagement photo and putting it up, like, with their own comment and just kind of, like, trying to grift off of this whole thing. And I was thinking similar to you. Like, I mean, okay, they're engaged. Like, they're not married yet. And let's just pump the brakes. They're just engaged. Like, I've seen engagement fall apart all the time. Not that I'm saying that would happen here. But everyone was kind of, like, poking around and all this stuff. And then old chatty Ed Kelsey is coming out, and he's spilling all the details to pretty much anyone that would ask him. And I'm kind of like, Ed, what are we doing here, bud? Like, what's the end game here, Ed? Like, what are we trying to get out of this? Like, we know Donna got on a reality show, and everybody loves Mama Kelsey. Like, is this an envy thing with Papa Ed that now he's just out there telling anyone, like, oh, you know, it didn't just happen. I knew that. This happened 2 weeks ago. I know all the information. I'll tell you all of it. What's Ed's deal?
Billy, I'll answer you like this. Imagine if Chris Cody, instead of being married to his lovely wife, was engaged to Taylor Swift. How do you think Greg Cody would behave?
I mean, does Taylor Swift know how much money you cashed in on the other day, Chris?
That's true.
We're not talking about that.
Let me hold $1. But yeah, like, how do you think Greg would behave? That's exactly that's almost to a T what Greg would do. Only Greg would have done it sooner.
What's the end game here, Ed?
I can't be the only one that wondered that. You didn't think that when you see, like, oh, confirmed they've been engaged for 2 weeks.
He gave a lot of quotes saying he knew all the details. He knew where the knees were, like, where weren't there 2 kneelings reported that he proposed in a way on one knee romantically? Like, I'm confused by why people reacted to this the way that they did, where it felt like it was the biggest thing that was happening anywhere in people talking.
Yes.
Dan, it was. It was.
Yeah, was it not?
Name something that was bigger.
But why should it be? Does it not seem extraordinarily...
Because your English teacher's marrying the gym teacher, Dan. Dynamite emoji.
She's the biggest pop star in the world. It's news.
People seem interested in their relationship, it would appear.
And her art is deeply personal in that it's autobiographical. Stugotz.
Are we concerned? Are we concerned about how the music is going to suffer? Because
being too happy,
no love.
I was thinking, and I'd like to, and Roy teased it earlier. I have a pickle that I think that we may have found ourselves in. If you'd like to play the
hit it, Roy.
How much?
$2.99. It's a good deal.
Hell of a deal.
So I like you. I love love. But I'm also a practical man, and I think a lot of people started having this conversation yesterday, and it was, will there be a prenup in this marriage?
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys are men's of mean. You guys have prenups? Anyone have a prenup here?
Yep. No, I'm kidding.
No prenups?
I do not.
No.
I'm a mean.
Okay, well,
not a man of mean.
I don't know how prenups work, but they seem to me to be awkward. To bring up the situation of, hey, I love you. I want to make this forever, but maybe it won't be. And in the case that it isn't, I want you to have nothing and suffer. So, like, that's what a prenup seems like it is.
That
to
was
me,
a quick
right?
conversation with me and my wife. It was super quick because I assumed we were getting a prenup. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to get a prenup, right? And she's like, yeah, I'll get a lawyer too. And I'm like, okay, I really don't want to do it that way.
Well, that would have been fun. Why didn't you do that?
No, I mean, come on, like, what are we doing?
No
here?
prenup.
What are we
Oh,
doing?
boy.
I'm going to get married at 50 years old, and I'm going to say, by way of romance, let's gather up our lawyers.
Caved quick.
Have you not been told what wives love?
You know who loves it more,
I
Jazz?
Who?
Ex-wives.
Because they were once a wife. It doesn't go away.
And now
It
the love is
grows.
gone for you.
It grows.
Yeah. Well, anywho, friends. So, the prenup might be coming, and the prenup obviously will be more so to protect Taylor than Travis, because Taylor has, I don't know if you guys have heard this, a lot of money.
Is she worth over $1 billion?
I think so.
Think about this. Has an athlete ever married a woman worth $1 billion?
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Giselle Bundchen, you think it was worth $1 billion?
I don't think
No
Giselle's
way.
worth
No
$1
way.
billion.
No way.
No, yes, she was.
No
you
way.
better pump your brakes.
$1 billion?
You guys speak ill of Giselle.
No, we're
the
not speaking.
star
That's not speaking
Saying
ill.
someone's not a
of the
billionaire is
motion
not
picture
speaking ill of them.
taxi.
Hey, Amin, you're not a billionaire.
The internet says she's worth $400 million, so maybe we were off.
So not even close.
Okay.
But she was, okay, but Giselle Bundchen made more money in her career than Tom Brady.
Yeah, when you started saying that, and then Brady made more money.
But also, not $1 billion. Also, it's funny to say you're worth $400 million. You're not even close to $1 billion. But she's not.
Which is true.
She's further away from $1 billion than she's
She's
close
closer
to it.
to having no money.
Than $1 billion. $1 billion seems to be a lot of money.
It sounds like Giselle Bundchen might be broke.
Closer to being broke than a billionaire for sure. But she did get divorced from Tom.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. That's a good point, Billy. And we don't know what. No one knows their prenup.
There might have been a prenup.
Right?
It could have been a situation where Tom said prenup and Giselle said, I'll get my lawyers. And that was that.
So what's the pickle here?
All right, so here's the pickle.
Just so you know, we cited the internet. Times of India says Giselle's now worth more than Tom, but also citing the divorce as to why.
Yikes. All right, so here's the pickle. We would assume that the prenup would protect Taylor from losing, half of her stuff or whatever it is, should this marriage that hasn't happened yet, should it not work out. Now, if you're Travis, I think you have some leverage here, right? You say, you know what, babe, or whatever he calls Taylor, you know what, babe, I would love to sign that prenup, but included in that prenup, I would like a stipulation. I will not get half of your stuff. However, should this not work out, there will be no love songs written about our relationship.
Ooh.
And now Taylor needs to decide. I don't know if you know this, she's made a lot of money off of heartbreak. So, if this marriage does not work out, she could make a ton of money off of this failed relationship. And she could potentially make more than half of the money she presently has at time of marriage.
Can you imagine the Travis album?
Calvin Harris did not like breaking up with her because he became art.
So, if you're Taylor, you're in a pickle. Do I give up half of my stuff on the front end knowing I can make up more on the back end because of the heartbreak? Or do I protect my assets now? That, my friends, is a pickle.
Follow me if you will, Billy. What if Travis, rather than negotiate for no love songs about me, negotiates a percentage of all proceeds off of love songs about me? So you can do it, but in the words of Eazy-E, Dre Day only made easy payday, right? I'm just going to get richer as you make songs about me.
Wasn't Ed also saying that Taylor Swift was getting a little antsy? Who was quoted as saying that she...
That's Chatty Ed. Guy won't shut up.
So wait a minute. How are we feeling about that? How are we feeling about Chatty Ed?
Not great. That's what I told you. Ed, shut up.
Chatty Ed.
I love how I said, follow me if you will, and then nobody followed me. You're like, no, that's a bad idea, man. No, why would he want to cut that money? No.
I said if you will, we won't.
I know. That's what I said.
We're big on
Chris,
choices
thanks.
here.
You guys don't think it speaks as a symbol to our numbing love of nonsense, that everyone would stop to talk about their love after a whole lot of people questioned that their love was real and now still question if their love is real, right? You're telling me
sounds like, Dan, you're the one questioning whether love is real.
We think it's a love story.
I love love.
Yeah, me too.
I've always thought it's a love story. I know Travis is way before for Taylor, and I saw the look in his eyes. Saw him change his haircut. That's not fake love. That's real love. I knew it.
Based off the flowers, she had to know it was coming, right? Like this had to be. I'm not saying that I believe the love is real, but she knew she was getting proposed to, right?
The professional photographer also is probably a hint.
But it's just like she walks into this thing, like I just imagine her like, oh, I'm not getting proposed to here. This is just the most beautiful setting I've ever been in.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like
child.
Doesn't seem like that's normally his yard. To Chris's point, is his yard probably doesn't have those floral arches around and all of those arrangements there.
You guys are so ignorant. You think that there's not a professional photographer around Taylor Swift at all times? You think when she walks into any yard, they haven't already staged it? Everything she does is a production. Why would it just be a regular yard all of a sudden? If anything, if he had done it in a regular looking yard, that would have thrown up like some
Imagine
alarms.
if he just did it at like Chili's.
Yeah.
That would have smacked.
That would have been awesome.
I would have been like, now that's how
That
you
is
do it,
Chili's.
dude.
That is Chili's.
Babe, 2 for $25. What do we think?
Right. Like
Ride the Dante.
Be humble with it.
The baby back ribs are coming right around that corner. That is Chili's.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju, at Le Batard Show. Bigger star, Freddie Fitz or Jonathan Zaslow? Because I feel like we now have beef at ESPN Radio where Zaslow's saying he's a bigger star than Freddie Fitz. Isn't that what's being claimed?
Well,
here?
it's not a person.
It's not a real person.
Is the problem?
Well, but,
yeah.
Hard to create beef with.
No, but it's not a real person, but it is a real person. That's the thing. That's the thing. It is a real person, but now we've put Zaslow in a bad spot, so I should probably back away from the poll.
Do you guys think, because I think this is a thing, Zaz, you might follow me on this. I mean, you might follow me on this. I don't know.
Follow us.
Do you guys think, I know there's always like talk about the ring afterwards amongst, the friends.
I was
the
expecting
gals.
more.
Look at the ring. What do you think? And I'm sure that oftentimes, I shouldn't say oftentimes, but I'm sure sometimes the person who was proposed to, the friends are like, ooh, like that's nice, but they're not, like, don't mean it. And then like the person who has the ring on is like, yeah, it's the best that he could do, like he tried, whatever. You think that's a situation with Taylor where it's like, yeah, this is like a 7-carat diamond. It's like, yeah, but he's just a tight end. It's all he could really do for me. He loves me though. I'll accept this ring.
I was underwhelmed by it, if I'm being honest.
It's so big.
I know the Rock's big, but I like a little glitz.
Yeah, but look, Ronaldo changed the game in terms of rings. Like he proposed with a Super Bowl ring not too long ago.
Yeah, to me the Ronaldo one much better.
Are these the same hands?
No,
they're different rings.
On the left is Taylor Swift. On the right is Ronaldo's.
I understand why you asked that though. They look identical.
One is yours, one is L.
Okay, all right. No, I like this. This is classy. That's what it is. They're classy. That's why they did it at a Chili's as opposed to the Taj Mahal.
Okay, so you guys are unimpressed, but you don't know anything about – I don't either, by the way. I don't know anything about diamonds. The one Ronaldo got is giant, but that seems like I understand that the worth of it is something that people would want, but it looks ridiculous. It looks like one of those championship rings that David Sampson wears that is bigger than 3/4 of his finger.
I got to tell you, what's the old adage? It needs to be 2 months' worth of salary?
What?
The engagement ring.
So expensive.
I think that Travis went on the cheap here.
That's what I'm saying. And then people are questioning her, whoever's in her life, her circle, Selena Gomez, whatever. And Selena is also engaged, I believe. So now they're comparing rings. And you're not going to be done up by Benny Blanco, Dan. Come on.
He's on his bachelor trip.
I've heard.
He went to Vegas.
Yeah. I noticed we didn't see photos from that, but we saw plenty of photos of Selena on her bachelorette trip. Dan, your thoughts?
You guys are so Miami. Always going for the gaudy, over the top. Make it bigger. Make more diamonds. This is class. This is sophistication. This is a subtle nod to, this is of value, but we're not going over the top. If you know, you know. And that's how Travis has always been, because I've known him for a long time, since way before Taylor Swift.
There's nothing subtle about either of those rings, just to be clear.
Is 2 months indeed the rule? I did not know that as a rule. I was not familiar with what it sounds right. So you guys just are saying it sounds right. 2 months of salary on a ring.
It was a marketing ploy by the De Beers company that owns 90% of the world's diamond supply. So they're just like 2 months of salary just so they could artificially inflate prices.
Feels like a lot, 2 months.
I mean, is it pre-tax or post-tax 2 months also?
Yeah, we're talking gross or net.
Yeah, good question, Zaz.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is it gross or net?
Are you thinking back to what yours cost, Dan? Like, did I overpay? Did I underpay?
I'm actually trying to think back to what rule I was trying to figure out because I didn't know how to do it. So I had to ask around to get expertise from people because I didn't have any idea what I was doing. You guys did?
Mike, get me a ring for my wife.
Okay, so you guys knew how to do all of that. You guys, okay, show me experts in romance.
It's usually a conversation you have at some point about, like, what would you be into? What would it kind of look like? And you get ideas.
You can't just leave it up to Travis Kelce to figure out what Taylor Swift is going to like in her ring.
She for sure picked that
She definitely told him exactly what she wants.
2 months salary of Travis Kelce is $2.8 million.
Yeah, no, you go.
I'm seeing the national average is between $5,500 and $6,000 on an engagement ring.
Hold on though, Mike. You're not including the podcast. Like you're not including endorsements. You're not including Happy Gilmore. You're not including Travis Kelce's salary of 2 months is much. His football salary, it might be small compared to the endorsements.
I think by percentage of income, Travis Kelce went on the cheap here with this ring.
That's what I'm kind of thinking may have happened here.
I think all of our significant others have, by percentage, more impressive rings.
Congratulations.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju at Le Batard Show. I can't believe we're saying this. Did Travis Kelce go cheap on the ring? It's unbelievable that you guys are doing this.
I've also heard that like super rich like rings, like those 2 rings probably, right? I think they then make like replicas of them. And like that ring is probably hardly ever going to be worn. That's going to be like in a vault somewhere.
Well, what's the point?
And then you wear one with a fake diamond that's identical in size, and that way, if you get mugged or whatever, you lose it while you're scuba diving or whatever happened to Kim Kardashian's earring. She's like in the Maldives and it falls off while she jumps off of the thing. Like then you just lose a fake one that's also equally expensive. Well, not equally, but also expensive, but not as expensive because it's a fake diamond.
I mean, she definitely has insurance.
Yeah, that's why you get insurance.
And designers probably foaming at the mouth to be put on that paw.
Oh, yeah.
So they probably got a deal on that ring. Man, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I bet you he spent like maybe $7,000. Right.
Maybe.
I bet you he got paid to do it.
I'll do an Instagram post for you.
How nervous do you think friends are? Like, if you're a friend with Travis Kelce, but you're not like you're not a best friend, but you're close enough to wonder, are you going to make the cut for the wedding? Because you want to be at that wedding. That's a fun wedding.
That's the position I'm in right now. I'm trying to figure out whether I'm going to make the cut or not.
You will
like
not.
As someone who's, well, I mean, I've been there. I've been loyal. I've been there since before everything. So
well, call him right now. Let's congratulate him since you're so close with him.
I can't because I use my phone as my camera.
Yeah.
What would you get him as a gift? That's a tough wedding gift to get.
Oh, no, the registry. I just go off the registry, man. Don't try to be funny.
Probably have like a yacht on their registry.
Wait, you guys think that that's what they would go with? These 2 people would just go registry?
Yeah, like Crate and Barrel,
No
Target,
way.
Macy's.
I'm just picturing them walking around Target.
Yeah, I could see her walking around
scanning
like
things.
Exactly.
Deal.
Yeah. You think Rashee Rice is going to go to the wedding, Zaz?
Whoa. Well, are you asking me if he's going to go or be invited?
Invited.
I'm going no.
Really?
He might be suspended for it.
Xavier Worthy?
No.
Oof.
So wait, you guys are saying that he can't invite all his Chiefs teammates. He has to have the awkwardness of, okay, 6 of you can come?
Yeah.
No, it's probably like a dozen or so. But.
Spags.
Really? You guys
It's not even his coordinator.
That's what I'm saying.
Dan, if it comes down to Isaiah Pacheco or me, I mean, there's hard decisions.
But so you guys explain to me the awkwardness in the locker room when Travis Kelce stops at 9.
Yeah, like that's a good one. Guys, there are guys in that locker room like, man, I hope I get to go. That's going to be a fun wedding. But nope, you didn't make the cut. That's going to happen.
You think, though?
You think Butker makes it?
I think
they're friends, I think.
I think Areza's not going to be at that wedding.
Taylor Swift probably doesn't like him so much. I don't know about that.
Harrison's probably an interesting conversation between them 2.
I think that you could hide him in the invites, right? Like, I don't think Taylor's going to notice if Harrison is there. Maybe when he, tells all the women, get off the dance floor. It's time for the men to dance. But
Taylor's got to have some right-leaning family members.
Is that what you have happening?
I don't have happening.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Now this is going to be a thing. I just was a joke. Now this is going to be a thing.
I want to be clear. I want to be.
He doesn't like being married to his takes.
I want to be.
Just like to josh around, And all of a sudden.
But okay. So
Noah Gray, you think he'll be there? Same position.
Position room.
Same
I
position.
think all the tight ends go.
Everybody
All
in
right,
that
perfect.
room.
We have
Every
moved
single
on.
one.
Creed Humphrey.
Every single person in that room.
Starting lineman, I think, can go.
Well, Creed Humphrey's a center.
How about former teammates?
That's a great question.
Like
Don't
Tony
go back
Gon-
to the other stuff.
Tony Gonzalez. Tyreek? No.
No
Tyreek's
Tyreek.
not getting
No
it.
Tyreek.
No, probably not
I
Tyreek.
think Nick Wright tries to see where he fits in.
He's my +1.
Nick might go. He might. Invited or not, he'll be there.
Do you think this is going to be the biggest wedding of our lifetimes?
It's our royal wedding,
I think
obviously. What was our previous royal wedding?
What is second place on
Was it
celebrity
Kim
couples?
and Chris Humphries?
I'm still.
We don't need to go back to anything that's happened in the past. We're moving along.
You know which one I'm excited for if it happens? Adele and Rich Paul.
Huh.
That already happened.
Did it?
They're married.
Oh.
Huh?
I mean, you get invited?
So you weren't that interested.
Come on, man. Where you at?
Wow. When did that happen?
Clearly not that interested. Clearly and obviously, you can't wait for that to happen, but you did wait. You didn't even notice. You don't care.
Kudos to them. They kept that one pretty secret.
Not really.
I got to hear that they're just engaged.
Did LeBron give a speech?
She was engaged in a concert August 2024.
They're not married, I mean.
Yeah, I don't see this.
Unless Amin
Oh, that's a
knows that they're
fine.
secretly married and just blew up the spot.
like Greg Cody.
Because he's in league circles.
So, Billy, just to be clear.
I don't know what we need to be clear about. We're talking about Adele and Rich Paul right now. Keep up, Dan. Let's move fast.
You've got Travis Kelce going into the locker room, and everyone wants to go, and he has to say in private, in front of everybody, only 8 of you are going to be invited.
Usually when you give these kind of speeches, it's like, guys, budget. We just don't have room. Like, what's he going to say?
But he's going to be able to say, like, I saved a bunch of money on that ring. Amin, the internet is saying they're not married.
Yeah.
So either you screwed up or you were wrong.
Yeah.
You need to clarify.
Yeah. Those are the same thing.
No,
Follow
no,
you
no.
if I won't.
He might have screwed up and revealed something that is known inside NBA league circles that the rest of the people don't, because any internet would not corroborate this story.
He's not a journalist, though. Amin doesn't, right? Amin does not.
Well-
Zaslow's the only journalist we have around here, right?
Amin broke a giant FBI story like a couple weeks. I think you might have been gone when he did that. He broke that
was.
story about the Heat heist across the street.
Yeah, I did do that.
He's also been on Pablo Torre Finds Out, and the Malik Beasley story has had some developments that I was wanting your expertise on. But if we could just go back to the wedding for a second.
Are Adele and Rich Paul married, or did you just get that wrong?
So this is what I have Travis Kelce doing, is standing up in front of the middle locker room and saying to everybody, look, only 8 guys can go. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, did I make it? Did I not make it? But this is a football team. We're a meritocracy. So what we're going to do is have a competition for it. And then the cameras come out, and it's on the Amazon Prime show, and who gets to be in Travis Kelce's wedding? And then we have like week by week, and people vote until we have a final ceremony, and he's handing out, what are those things called, what they button onto the thing that the groomsmen wear? One of those things. And if you get one of those, you get to go to the wedding.
How mad is Clutch Sports going to be when they find out you revealed that Rich Paul's married?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
LeBron did post mysterious photos from what appeared to be a wedding
With Kevin Love.
and he was there with Kevin Love, and they were golfing, but he never said whose wedding it was. I'm like, wow, did Rich Paul and Adele secretly get married? And I just kept on living my life, and now it seems as though Amin found out.
Did not. That's Pablo's show. He finds out. By the way, I recorded an episode of Pablo Torre Finds Out that comes out, I believe, in about a week and a half.
Spoil it. What'd you say?
It's a beast.
It's about Adele being married to Rich Paul.
It is. It's gonna be a massive. It's one of those things where you know how everyone was like, "Oh my God, Pablo did it again!" When the NFL thing and the Beasley thing.
No, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest one.
This is the biggest one. This is the biggest one by far. This is way bigger than Bill Belichick. Everything.
Is this the September 4th one he keeps teasing?
Yeah, he's got a giant one in the holster. He just went on vacation. Pablo's doing this so casually that he's going to drop a Pablo at the top of September that's going to be bigger than all the other Pablos by a good amount.
I like saying drop a Pablo is an interesting way to phrase it.
We're also raising the bar on expectations here because, like, the scuttlebutt out there is that Pablo's revealing the Epstein list. That's what people think is going to happen. I don't think. Unless Amin has a reason to be on that episode, I don't think that's what's going to happen on Amin's episode.
Pablo might have friends on the list. Who knows? A lot of innocent people.
It's also a bad place where, like, that's the bar for Pablo now. It's like, oh, you don't have the Epstein list, loser.
What are you here for?
Weekend observations, which we're going to begin right now. But I did want something Malik Beasley related from him before we did that. But we got to get to weekend observations. So no time for it.
To share his game notes. No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
Weekend observations is presented by Miller Lite. Then it started with a concert, followed by a podcast mention, followed by a 2-year courtship, culminating with the news of the summer. And just like that, make no mistake, Travis Kelce is off the market. Congrats, Travis and Tay-Tay. I hope as you make your wedding invitation list, you remember the people in your life from before the celebrity. Those who were there for you before you were in People magazine. I'm talking, of course, of myself. I went to that New Heights Super Bowl party before it was cool. Everybody else flocked after Taylor entered the picture. I was there before. Never forget. Arch Manning saying the target's not on our back. We have a red dot on everyone else's. Winner. Deion Sanders says he's praying for Shiloh to get another shot after getting waived. What he should be praying for is Georgia Tech forfeiting this weekend. I'll be there.
Really?
Brian? Yeah, I'll be there. I'm leaving on Thursday. Brian Windhurst writing a piece about LeBron and KD's unprecedented 20-year rivalry. Only made me think, who's going to hate this being called a rivalry more? LeBron or KD? My money's on KD. He hates everything. Caden Salter will start at QB for Colorado. Can't believe he's black. Haynes King will start at QB for Georgia Tech. Still can't believe he's not black. I mean,
that is an upset. That is an upset.
If you put their pictures side by side and ask you which one was which, you'd call the white guy Caden and you call the black guy Haynes.
Yeah, it's you are correct.
Danny Parkins of FS1 interviewing Jeff Van Gundy for his book, then wrapping the interview by asking him to write the foreword. Danny, the Stugotz is very strong in you. Him and his co-author Ben Kaplan are on Basketball Illuminati this week, wherever you get podcasts. They wrote this book, Pipeline to the Pros. It's really good. Spencer Rattler, starting at QB week 1 for the Saints over Tyler Shuck.
Man.
Who cares?
Oh, my God.
Who cares?
Say that again to people like that. How I am so sorry, New Orleans Saints fans. Like, I am just, you're in salary cap hell, and Spencer Rattler just won your quarterback competition. Good God.
Also, Tyler Shuck. Spell your name right or pronounce it right. One of the two.
How does he spell it?
I shouldn't have to. He spells it Shough, but I have to Google how you say it. You say it Shuck. I was like, is it Shuff or Show? And they're like, Shuck. And I'm like, no. No. Georgia Tech safety LaMiles Brooks Powell Lee.
What do you say?
Saying about Colorado. Quote, I know they bring out celebrities, they do all this crazy stuff, but we're playing football. Winner.
Really?
But also, Georgia Tech is bringing out some celebrities of their own, man. Me.
Oh, come on.
I'm the celebrities.
Are you the biggest celebrity? Are you the biggest celebrity fan that Georgia Tech football has?
I'm the biggest non-athlete celebrity fan that Georgia Tech has. They have obviously guys like Megatron and stuff like that. They don't count. I'm the real celebrity. I have to make myself. I didn't do it by just playing a sport. Get out of here.
Jeff Foxworthy.
He didn't go to Tech, man. I don't believe it.
What do you mean? You can't just what?
I don't believe it. Show me your transcripts. What do you do when you?
Why are you doing that to Jeff Foxworthy? Like, what?
I don't
Show me your transcripts, Jeff
That's a
Foxworthy.
tough- It's a hard school, man. You ain't get through it with you might be a redneck. That's not getting the job done.
All right, put it on the poll. Is you might be a redneck getting the job done at Georgia Tech?
No shot. If he did, he went to like the School of Management or something like that.
Graduated
Look down on those at Georgia Tech.
1979.
That wasn't even. It wasn't even an institute back then. It was called like something, Cumberland College or some shit like that. I don't know.
Wow, didn't realize we were gatekeeping at Georgia Tech.
We are always. I had to do. If he didn't have to do CS 1501, he didn't go to Tech. How about that?
Oh, wait, he never graduated. I see that here. He left before graduating in 1979.
There you go.
Well, wait a minute. That changes the discussion entirely. Then does Amin go right back to being the most famous graduate non-athlete division at Georgia Tech?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter didn't go. He got like a graduate degree. That doesn't count. He's a peanut farmer. Again, if you didn't take CS 1501, don't talk to me about going to Tech. 1972, 1980, 52. CS 1501. The Widowmakers, what they call that. Get out of here.
These fools think it's easy as an engineering school to get an institute. When did Georgia Tech become an institute that was famous for we bring some of the best engineers through here? The Widowmaker? Tell me more about this class.
Okay, so Dan, at regular engineering schools in the country, they're like, okay, you need to learn how to program. You need to code. So what do we do? C++, Java, whatever the language was at the time, right? Python now or whatever. At Georgia Tech, they were like, that's too easy. We're going to invent our own coding language. So that way people can't cheat. But then you say, well, what if they cheat off of one another? Well, they had this thing way before there were AI checkers and shit like that. They had a program that ran your code against everyone else's code, not only in your section, not only in your class, but everyone who's taken the class in the prior 3 years. And if it hit a similarity score of above a certain percentage, you automatically got an F. Now, here's the part that is really cruel. They wouldn't tell you. They would let you go the entire semester like a dumbass, thinking, oh, I'm getting good grades and stuff. And at the end of it, you get your semester end grade, and it would be an F. You're like, what happened? Like, oh, yeah, you failed the cheat finder. That's the Georgia Tech I went to, not peanut farming, and you might be a redneck.
Highly educated, but still not smart enough to not blow up a Dell Spot.
Good trouble, dog.
Jimmy Carter spent 1 year at Georgia Tech before transferring to the Naval Academy.
Exactly.
He was like a Navy Reserves at Georgia. A coward.
I went to MDC.
Coward.
I
He joined the
that shit.
Navy.
That's, you know what? It's easier than Georgia Tech.
Oh, boy.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Is the Navy easier than Georgia Tech?
Amin, you went to school with Harrison Butker.
Did you go to Georgia Tech?
That's what the internet says, but they've been wrong about everyone else so far.
He didn't take CS 1501.
I mean, the internet told us earlier that Rich Paul and Adele weren't married.
But to be fair, there are also not a whole lot of women at Georgia Tech, so maybe Harrison Butker did go there.
I mean, are you trying to tell me you're more famous than Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns is an athlete. He's an athlete. He played on the football team.
Yeah.
He doesn't count. Keep up, Zaslow.
Man, Amin's kicking ass. Bigger star, Freddie Fitz or Jonathan Zaslow at Le Batard Show?
What do you do when you think someone has blocked you, but you never had a negative interaction with them? I'd love to text them to ask, but I'm blocked. The Holy Grail MJ Kobe card sold for $12.9 million. No word yet as to whether it also came out of a storage closet at Kaseya Center. I broke that story where you gone, Dan.
Really?
Yeah, a guy stole a whole bunch of memorabilia, sold it for a shit ton of money. Speaking of a shit ton of money, Chris Cody won a shit ton of money playing poker.
Debatable.
Chris, I was unfamiliar with your game. Also, Chris, let me hold $1. Let's see.
12 grand.
He goes, oh, let's see here.
Well, 12 grand.
Yeah,
Let me
because
fill
it closed on me.
Yeah, 12 grand.
Tyler Phillips of the Marlins. Slapping himself as he runs out of the bullpen. Electric. Mike Ryan and Jessica Smetana telling me Avery Johnson was white when in fact he is not. I'm sending you both to the Jonathan Coachman Hall of Shame.
Wow.
Anthony Johnson, brother of Avery Johnson, losing a fistfight to Mark Johnson, father of Avery Johnson, by Zaslow Mansion rules. Got to wait another 6 months.
Everyone knows the rules.
Yep. Cal Raleigh, first player to hit 20 home runs from each side of the plate. Historic. Cal Raleigh, first primary catcher to hit 50 home runs in a season. Iconic. Cal Raleigh, on pace to break Aaron Judge's single-season AL home run record. Legendary. Cal Raleigh, still couldn't put you out of a lineup.
Oh.
Even if you're wearing a sticker that said, "Hi, my name is Cal."
Not even by body type?
The big dumper. Medvedev crashing out at U.S. Open. Down 2-0 versus Benjamin Bonzi. Then inciting the crowd. Then tying the matchup. Heady play. Medvedev losing the match to Benjamin Bonzi in 5 sets. What a waste of everyone's time. Just tap out, man. What do we do all that for? Top 5 Bonzis.
Really? You're going to have 5 of these? 5 Bonzis.
I got a couple OLIs too.
Really?
OLI, Benjamin Bonzi. OLI, Bonzi Wells. OLI, Buckaroo Bonzi. Number 5, Bonzi Beach. Number 4, Bonanzi. Number 3, slanging Muni Bonzi in Boca.
Bonzi's is a degree of difficulty I did not think you had in you.
Number 2, Bonzi, James Bonzi. And number 1, Cinnabonzi. Who could say no? You smell it in the mall, and what do, Dan? You go over, you're like, I got to get just one. Shedeur Sanders, named QB3 to start the season. Let me lay out how this will play out. The Browns will suck. Flacco will get hurt early. Dylan Gabriel will get his shot too soon. Stuck as a result. Shedeur will take over. He'll play well enough to give the city of Cleveland hope, but not well enough to stop the Browns from sucking. Y'all deserve this hell. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. Those are the weekend observations.
Good seeing you, buddy. Excellent work. We'll talk to you next week.
The Shadow on Cinephobe this week.